Perfect.
I know.
We are live.
And people can hear us.
Remove. There we go. Master Jedi. Welcome back, sir. Boom, and that is gone. Jeremy Knight with the Night Group. Your I can't do that intro anymore. This is Real Migos. Jeremy Knight, then with the Night Group, your Real Migos host. Welcome to the show. We have some fantastic guests tonight. We have some reoccurring guests tonight. I'm excited to bring them on in a second. Mr. Dinosaur D, that music is iconic, just as iconic as that mullet, just as iconic as the mullet it's attached to. Here, yes, we have the magic mullet back. We also have the benevolent beret, and then we have the I can't say who the last one is, but this one's special. We got a special one. Okay, so tonight we got a special show. Before we get to that, I just want to say one quick thing, and that is hello. It is this. Sorry, screens, technology. If you didn't see the last video that came out on my channel, which was about builders terminating contracts on people, definitely watch that one and give it a watch. I had a lot of people reach out to me this week because of that video, but yeah, this is one I think some people are getting in trouble with builders right now. God, my face is red. I look like the little troll doll from Incredibles. Don't mind that. Bad sunburn in that video. Okay, here we go. We are going to bring on the guests tonight. Number one, we are bringing on the benevolent beret, ianofAustin. Welcome, sir.
I was getting ready to comment on that. I was going to call you that's the coastal glow, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Coastal glow. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving in mid-April, follow you three fellas. You are going to love the person on here, Casey, as well. But go ahead. I love to cut people off. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say, hey, everybody. Thanks for chiming in like you do each week. It's been crazy. I put out like 14 offers over the weekend with my eyes closed, mostly. But the real news is that Jeremy Knight hit 7,000 subs.
Yes, thank you.
Seen that, but that's incredible, man. So congratulations on that. We know the work it takes to put that together.
Thanks, man. Yeah, ton of work. I appreciate that. It's been a ton for the last real year and a half. So thanks. I appreciate you. All right, Magic Mullet. Hello. How was your week in real estate?
Oh, it was wild, man. I had some contracts sticking, finally really figuring out how to navigate certain sub-markets in this market, all the other ones are still kind of a crapshoot. And I had some really, really bizarre things happen. More stories for another day, but we got more
stories for this. If you want to hear Kevin's stories, just make sure you drop a comment below that you want to hear Kevin's stories, because I know I do. All right. Our special guest hails from the city of Kyle. She is known as the Duchess of Kyle. Her name is Amanda Rickman. Her lineage in Kyle goes back. I mean, there's like stadiums named after her family. This girl, she's crazy. Amanda Rickman, welcome to the channel.
Hi, I'm a first timer. Thanks for having me.
For first time to the show. So I would just ask that everyone go very non-gently on Amanda and give her your hardest questions. She deserves it. Yeah, Kyle, I don't even know where that is, right? Can you explain on a map where Kyle is?
So if you're in Austin, we are just south of Weird, just south of Buda even. So Kyle's just below Buda, in between Austin and San Marcos.
Great. Do you have any thing to say about Treviso?
What?
Exactly. Oh. All right. Oh, welcome to the show. She's a regular now, folks. Long joke there. So let's talk about really what this is all about tonight. This article came out, and I talked about it in my last video. So we're going to go through tonight, and we're going to talk about what things are actually selling for in this market. We're going to look at actual data for zip codes. If you looked on my community page, I asked for you to drop in zip codes. So we're going to talk about zip codes. We're going to talk about areas. We're going to talk about what prices are actually selling for. A lot of times you hear agents say, oh, it's 25% over list price, 30%. But what does that actually look like? We're going to look at those. Amanda, you're in the city of Kyle. That was right. I think I got it right. We've talked about the Hayes. It was down to like 0.2 a month of inventory. I'm sure it's pretty easy to buy a house down there right now, right?
Oh, so easy. Let me tell you. Not. So you're in a suburb of Austin, but are you seeing the same problems that we're seeing in Austin, where people are writing just, I hate to say it, but stupid offers on properties? Absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of along the same lines. It's maybe not quite as much over asking, but it just kind of depends on the area. And Kyle Buta's a little bit more bougie than Kyle. So they're kind of getting those crazy offers. But still, it's kind of across the board. We're all above asking. I haven't seen anything not go above asking unless they just priced really too high to begin with. So
okay. So here's the article that came out. It was through KXAN, but they referenced what was it? Oh gosh, Redfin, a Redfin article. If you believe in Redfin, good for you. I don't believe anything I read on Redfin, to be honest with you, but they were referencing a Redfin agent that said that she was writing offers 25% over list price. And at no time has she ever lost so many offers. And she said per year, she didn't lose more than 4. And actually in her career, lost more than 4 offers. I found that hysterical, because this market has not been easy for a long time. And I've turned down a lot of Redfin agents on listings. So, I mean, good for her for saying that, but I doubt that. Did anyone already mention Treviso? I don't know. What is a Treviso? Does anybody know? Can anybody explain to me what Treviso is? So,
yeah, enlighten me.
Yeah, we will. We'll get there. So this is a good article. It's a good read, but it's really kind of the precipice of what we're talking about tonight. So, in here they reference that things are going 25% over list price. So we're going to put that to the test. Make sure we're going to fact check some KXAN and some Redfin data. Anyway. All right. So Ian, what do you got for me?
Oh, I've got some good stuff. So I think I'm going to show what I have created. So I exported it directly from the MLS because I'm a nerd.
Do you want me to show that?
No, that's good. That's fine. So I'm starting with Round Rock because that's what I commented on in the last. Did you just leave? He just left. He's gone. Anyway, so the last video last week I talked about Round Rock and how people are kind of missing the boat on this. And so just real quick, Round Rock.
And you said how overrated Round Rock was too.
Well, and you're going to see why in a second. So we've got our years over here. I'm going through the columns so people can see. Here's the square foot of the property. Here is the list price per square foot. So the list price of this home, for example, in Round Rock, and these are all different homes, and this is in the last 10 days, $235,000. Okay. It closed at $360,000. And I have it sorted for, for fun in 6 days. What percentage over list do you think that is? That's the question.
29%.
All right. So I'm sliding over to the right. Boom. Look at that. Okay. So these are all sorted, like I said, for dramatic effect. 53%.
You're way more detailed than what I brought. So
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to go ahead and end this live stream right now.
Sorry. I'm just again, I'm a nerd, right?
Ian's the guy that you handed the class project off to while you go do fun stuff.
I've done lots of class projects for
Yeah.
So have I, but now it's your turn.
So this is crazy. So a lot of the stuff close date is 3/20. Okay. So a lot of the
all
stuff
in the last 10 days. Look, you can see them right here.
And that's so if anybody watching all of so what I asked everyone here to do is pull the data for the last 10 days sales. So you're seeing pretty much what's closing most recently. So this is insane. So 53% over list price in Round Rock.
But even this is the majority right here, right? The majority sits at 15% to 33%. And can you, Jeremy, or anybody, can you guys explain why this is relevant over what you're seeing on Zillow or Redfin for active prices?
Yeah, I mean, I had an investor tell me, he got upset with me when I sent him like 2 properties versus like 30 properties to look at this weekend. He got really upset with me, and I said, "Well, there's only really 2 worth you looking at because they're all pending." And so if you're looking at Zillow, Trulia, all of that stuff, I have so many clients like, what about this house? It says it's available. Amanda, how many homes are there available to purchase in Kyle or Buda right now? Total.
I don't know.
That's a specific number, so we better get on that.
Well, dang it. Hold on.
I can answer. It's less than like 10.
Pull up your
MLS. Well, probably
Kyle
because they're
and Buda.
all, even if they show available, they're going to be already full of multiple offers.
Right. And that's one thing that sucks is you look at stuff that's available Tuesday. So if you look at the whole entire MLS right now, it shows like there's 1,700 listings. But if you go start clicking on the notes of those listings, like multiple offer deadline by yesterday, right? Yeah. So they're under contract. They just haven't posted they're under contract. Can you still upload that document somewhere? Noah trying to cheat over here.
If Jeremy's okay with it, I can put it in the comments, but I have to remove all the addresses.
Yeah, that's very important. You can't give out. It's a non-disclosure.
I have it hidden right now.
Yeah, Williamson County would take that from you and say thank you and raise everybody's property values. So, and then you can all blame Ian. He'll get kicked off the show. Amanda will have to become a regular, and then it's all downhill from there.
I'll send her a hat. I've got a couple extras. This will work for you. Did you say you're all right? She's like, I'm all right. Thanks.
No, I said I'm already a regular.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact, Amanda taught me how to do what is it called? Boomerang? Yeah.
You don't even know what it's called? Jesus.
I almost said TikTok. And I don't know what TikTok is.
I ventured there during quarantine.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
I mean, people are asking for more, so there's that.
People are
Okay.
asking for more.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. Let's get. What are you seeing? What zip code do you want to pull up? What do you want to talk about as far as like what we're seeing?
So actually, I was looking at quite a few zip codes, and we've said this before. People are like, "Oh, well, how much is it going for overall?" I mean, I don't want somebody to go into a market and think that everywhere they go, they have to do 20 or 30% over ask, because that can even vary neighborhood to neighborhood. But I did look at Dripping Springs, and Dripping Springs was, I actually chopped it with a couple different, let me pull it up, ranges. So overall, the sold and list price, actually, believe it or not, in Dripping Springs, the median sold price to close price is actually exactly 100%.
Well, so one thing you got to factor in there too, I don't know if you pulled out, is if you pull out the new builds are always going to be 100%. So that kind of affects what things are. But yeah, I would say I have friends listing go on the market at $799, sell for $925 for an acre property in Drippings, which is crazy.
There's one that was 1,115%. I actually don't know what that is, but I'm not even gonna look at it. But on 0 to 500, it's only like the max was 15% over ask. The median's only 101%, so 1% over ask. And then at 500 to 1,000, it's only between 5 and 10% over ask, with the highest being 145%. But it depends on the neighborhood, for there, because I know a lot of High Point stuff lately has been really, really hot. So. But Lake Travis was similar, by the way. Lake Travis was only like 3 to 5% over ask on average, or on median, not average. Different.
So, Amanda, what areas did you want to bring to the show? Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
I was going to talk about Kyle and Buda specifically. I just learned how to pull percentages, so I don't have that because I just learned about tubular. But so for Kyle, which is 786. Dang it. Is that what it's called?
It was tubular in the 90s.
Tubular. Totally tubular.
Yeah, that was the Ninja Turtles. Do you know about the Ninja Turtles, Amanda?
What?
Do you know about the Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
That was tubular. Yeah, okay.
Tubular.
Just making sure.
Totally.
So Kyle, which is 78640 zip code. I basically just collected the average list price versus the average sold price. Average list price, which is crazy for Kyle, is a little over, like just under 346,500, which Kyle is not that bougie, but apparently it is. But the sales price was just over 361,000. So percentage that for me, tabular.
So that's a great point you make up, because whatever. Sorry. So cheers to everyone. The sponsor tonight is now Buffalo Trace. So
ooh, that's good stuff.
It's good stuff. It jumped out at me on the way in here, so I had to bring it. So anybody else having a bevy?
My bevy is celery juice as usual.
Ew.
Yeah. Ew.
Hey,
I think you got some vodka.
Vodka and celery
I've got
juice.
some
Tequila and celery.
What the heck is the brand? Come on, Cafe something. Bustelo coffee.
Yeah, see, Ian's very bougie.
That's like the $6 stuff at HEB, man.
Ian, I got a manual espresso press tonight. I'm gonna show it to you sometime. It's pretty awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Y'all both need a sign that says bougie.
Yeah,
Celery juice.
I prefer the pink wall.
Remember, Kevin, when you were made fun of for your dance outfit that you had. All right.
Hey, Jeremy,
So
can we go back to that comment that said, "Hey, Ian, I just want to call this out for a second."
Which
the Roger guy?
Roger, I don't see a Roger.
Come on, it was like the fifth comment. Seven
right
here. Check this out. Share my screen for half a sec. Look at this guy.
Oh,
Look at this guy. He's watching us.
nice.
It's cool.
The real plumber.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, he's got some subscribers. Hey, Roger. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Can I shave my mustache like that? Would you guys be? Okay
I know.
with that?
I mean that's a thumbnail. Just that mustache.
You should
With this
shave your mullet like that is what you really should
heck
do.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, hello, Roger. Thanks for joining. Is anybody else concerned about Amanda's use of tubular? Oh, there you go.
Adrian.
All right. So I went off on a tangent there, but used to, when I had a client that was like, yeah, I need to be under 400 or I need to be under 300 or really under 250. I would say, okay, well, let's go look at Kyle, because prices in Kyle were typically you could find something decent for 225. Amanda, how many times have you put a 225 offer on a property in the last 3 months?
Not many. So there's a few areas that are still, there's listings that pop up in the 220s. Like I just listed one not too long ago at 225 and it ended up selling at 275.
So you listed it at what?
235.
235 and it's sold for 275.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. That works.
Yeah.
Ian, you did Round Rock, yeah?
I did pull up Round Rock. I just switched it though. I've got another number.
Yeah, somebody.
Cedar Park in there.
Yeah, I just pulled up Cedar Park Leander.
Nice.
Perfect. So if anybody's worried about Cedar Park, we can look at those numbers in a second. So I pulled up the numbers for Circle C, kind of 78739, and I'll give you a quick synopsis of what I found. So what has sold and closed in the last 10 days? Here's what's just crazy towns. You used to be able to buy in Circle C for under 500. In fact, I did a video. Somebody commented on the video recently. 500 in Circle C. Is this guy high? Yes, I must have been high. So the lowest price to list for 2,600 square feet listed at 660 and sold for 750. Another one listed for 649 and sold for 750. But here's a crazy: 725 sold for 915, which is 26% over list price in Circle C. So the average that was selling is about 13% over, about 15% over is where things have been selling. But on this, if you look at it, those were $1.9 million, 1.95, and actually had a client almost write an offer on this property. It sold for 2.1. When I told him it was going to sell for that much, the guy was like, "You're out of your mind," and it did sell for 150 grand over list price. So Circle C, if you want to do what Amanda says and be bougie. Circle C. There you go. $1 million.
$1 million.
Dinosaur D said he had to look up bougie. That's not the definition. It's a short for bourgeoisie, which is pretentious. Materialistic, I think is better.
Does the amount of
instrument is funny? That's funny.
Can we get back to the show, Ian? Do you want to just stay on tangents?
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments. I'm excited for the comments. I'm sorry. I just shut up. My shirt's tripping people out. I'm drinking coffee, not Buffalo Trace. I'm just all messed up.
Your hair's tripping me out.
My hair is a mess. It's terrible.
Does the amount of overbid go up as the number of bedrooms go up? It's actually a great question. Amanda, what's your professional I got to touch the water for a minute. What's your professional take on that?
I honestly don't think it does, but that's just what I've been seeing. I think it's just like, it's so funny. Like people, especially like I've had to kind of sit down with people that are looking in the market and they've just started kind of throwing offers at everything. They don't even like really care what it is. So I'm just like, I don't want you to get under contract on something and then not like it. But honestly, I mean, I've had 3-bedroom houses go 50,000 over, and I just had a 2-bedroom in San Marcos and it went, well, we're under contract now and not through the option period, but it's 40 over 2-bedroom, like 1,300 square foot. So it's like, yeah.
Wow. What are you guys seeing? Benevolent Beret and Magic Mullet, as far as things selling over. Are you seeing a bigger gap between 3, 4, and 5 bedroom?
I don't think it's necessarily the bedroom. I think a better indication is the square foot. And then also if it has something like an office or a loft or a pool, something that excites people. Because I actually just had this conversation with some buyers this morning. I said, how much do you like this house? Like out of 10, 0 to 10. And they're like, this is a 9.5. This might be a 10. And I said,
there you go. 190 grand over list price.
Yeah. And sometimes it's location. Like if it's in a really good location that somebody wants to be in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I used to think like, okay, I tell buyers like, hey, when you see a property, guarantee in this market 4 or 5 other people's like that property too.
Yeah.
In this market, it's like 39 people writing offers on these properties, 150 grand over. I mean, Kevin, is that what you're seeing too?
Yeah. I'd say the stuff that I've actually, like I said, been more competitive on stuff, and on some, I think we went pretty hard. In other ones, we went really hard and got it. But even then we barely beat other people out. So what I've noticed by and large, and this was for my listing that we listed on Thursday in Dripping Springs and got under contract, is if you can find some way to pull somebody's emotional strings, like a really well-maintained house or something that's really well staged, you're going to get that premium because you're going to get people that absolutely have to have it. And they do not care how many percent over the price is or, how much they have to pay. So the stuff that we looked at, because we write multiple offers every single weekend for clients, I'll have them rate the ones that are like their priority that we go hard in, and the rest of them we put a number that would they be good getting but wouldn't go above and beyond for. And on those, I'm telling you, the ones that we go hard with, everybody else is going hard on, which means that they're in great quality. And so the good quality stuff, regardless of bedrooms, are the ones that are going crazy over ask.
I actually put a comment in AREA, which is the Austin agent like background group where agents can collaborate or whatever. I actually asked a question on Monday that caused quite a spark of interest. I actually
Jeremy, controversial? No. Jeremy.
I just asked like, hey, who's got properties that are that didn't get offers over the market over the last weekend that are brand new? And a lot of people are like, oh, me. If you looked at some of the listings, you could tell exactly why there was a reason for that. And maybe I'll tell you later what those reasons were. But it was interesting to me to see so many. It was interesting to me to see so many properties not go under contract this week. And so people were like, oh, here it is. We're slowing down. No, it's probably because those listings were priced really high to begin with. And nobody's going to say, all right, now I got to spend another 150 grand. Right.
That's exactly right.
Spot, it's right. Everything. So what happened is like people were already like, okay, I'm bringing my buyers to your house now. I'm bringing my buyers to your house now. I'm like, you're welcome, everybody. You can just go ahead and send me a check. Thank you. Anyway.
That's exactly right, though.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're going to see more of right now is that I've said this to people for the last 2 months. Anybody that's worked with me will say, I've been saying this, the homes that they tried to go from where they were listed to where they were selling. Everybody assumed that it would go for 100 over that. So those folks weren't getting any offers at all. They've got to gradually pull that number up so people are prepared and they can see what's going on with it. And that's why they're sitting, because they probably listed a house at 500 that last week would have been 400 and would have gotten 20 offers.
And probably would have gotten 500.
Yes, exactly. They would have gotten 500, 100%, 100%.
That's kind of what I've seen is if things are being priced like appropriately, then they're getting multiple offers. If you're starting on the high end, which a lot of people do because they don't want to leave money on the table, they're not getting it.
Right, because people don't want to spend another 50, 100 grand over list price. There's one in that I just showed today. It was listed at 425. They started at 450. And my client's like, well, I don't want to go over list price on this. I'm like, well, you don't have to. It's been 12 days on market because they overpriced it. If you're 12 days on market in this market, you did something wrong.
Where was that?
In my favorite neighborhood, Sunfield.
Oh,
it was down.
I know which one you're talking about.
It was down the street from Laura's listings. I had to drive by and be like, hi.
Well, and you want to know what's funny is she had a listing agreement with them and said to list at 375, and he went with whoever was going to list it at 450. She listed the same floor plan down the street, and she's under contract at 415. She listed at 375.
There you go. Yeah, don't overprice in this market. I mean, seriously, that's a good point. If you price it where it's going to be, it's gonna sell. And that's, I had an investor just reach out to me. It's like, why did they list this house at 435 if they wanted to take an offer at 525? Well, if you price it, if you price at 525, it's going to sell. It's going to sit. Luckily, we put under contract cash offer, massive earnest money, massive option money. Got under contract way under the other people. So
this is why it's so important to have a realtor that knows what they're doing in this market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. She wants to so bad just knock on their door and be like, well, because he's still in the market, right? At 425. Yeah.
We showed it. Yep.
If you're working with somebody that's going to get made fun of for the offer that they put in, that's probably not the realtor to be working with.
No.
Yeah. What about 1,500 square foot townhome and 78702? What do we go for in this market? Congratulations on all the success, Real Amigos. Matt, thank you so much. This is a great question for Amanda. She's new to the show. 78702. Just tell us off the top of your head. Go.
Work.
Hold on. What's the question? I was pouring wine.
She's already looking back.
Somebody else take this one.
78702. I'd have to do.
Where is that?
I already read
I'm not
that.
in Austinite.
I already ran those numbers, by the way.
You have those numbers?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you go, Matt. Hang tight because Kevin's going to go over them. Let's keep going with some of our stuff here. Ian, you had Cedar Park next. What's up with Cedar Park?
Share it. Let's share it. Let's look. All right. So we've got 4 beds. So somebody was asking what size of these houses: 4 beds, 3 beds, how many square feet. So we're looking at 2,200. Some of them are 1,900. Right. Okay. So now let's look at list prices and percent over. So list prices, 5s. This one's 7. Okay. 350. Sold prices, 380. That's actually not that bad. 350 to 380. Again, in the last 10 days, 535 to 686. So here are our percentages. So I'm going to sort it just so we have actual percentages. Let me go the other direction. Highest one, shot. That's so
Are you kidding? Listed at 199.
And people ask that. People say, so is it a static number? Is it always like 15% over? No, apparently not. Look, 33% over, 29% over, 27%
Ian,
over.
what is that? A spreadsheet for ants?
A spreadsheet for ants? Yes, it is. Wait, do you need me to zoom in? Can I?
I can't read that at all.
Oh, really? Hold on.
No.
I got you.
I can read it. It says
There.
81.
Is that better?
Oh,
Is that better for you?
Yeah, thank you. I gotta get my
For ants.
quad
Okay.
vocals out for that one.
Okay,
Sorry.
Ben Stiller. That's funny.
These are the percentages. Right? So if we go just one step over so you can see the percentage, and we don't need to worry about days on market. That we can get that down. But look at these percentages. So list price, close price, and then percentage. I'll open it up just a little bit. Boom. 27, 26, 30s, 40, 81%.
They did that on purpose. So they listed at 199,999.
You know who this is.
Oh, it's a guy that said one picture.
We don't have to say him, but
one picture bid on this. I don't know. One of the crap out of me.
That's awesome.
That's great. So we're
Okay. And it's funny because people get really upset about this tactic.
It worked.
But it works.
But look at that.
But did it really work? Because he only got 362.5 out of at the whole deal. Like if he had listed for 325, could he have gotten 400?
It skews the percent increase, but look at the closed price per square foot. It's still in line at slightly higher. I mean, I'm doing visual averages here, but 210, 159.
The median.
Okay, everyone, on our next week, let's all put our next listings up for $1. And when they sell for $1 million, we can say 1,000,000% over.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Best agent in town, 1,000,000% over list
Have we
price.
talked about that? Can you do that?
How dumb do you got to be though to have that big of a spread? I don't want to say anything about this specific agent, but like if you're going to go, oh, look, I underpriced something so much that it sold for 100% over list price. Like
The real issue is that now they have 100 offers to go through.
Yeah, I'm good with like
and 75 of them are lowball offers at 205.
Yeah.
That's the real issue. And everybody taking their time going to see it.
Didn't a broker get in trouble a few years back in Houston for doing like a $99 auction on a house? Don't you remember that? Or maybe am I the only person that remembers that?
I remember
that sounds exciting. Scandalous.
Yeah. So scroll down. So this is Cedar Park. You're looking at a lot of stuff selling 30% over, 27.
I mean, yeah. So if you're not going in at 20% or higher for some of these properties,
look at that. Well, hold on. Look, $1 million sold for 1.2. That's $200,000.
Price point.
That's 200,000 over list price.
I sold a house 200 over in South Austin.
Oh, wow.
Buyer or seller?
I had the buyer, and we barely
I
got
saw
it.
that listing. Yeah, it was Southeast Austin, right? I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw that. Dang. The Buffalo Trace is kicking in. That is for darn sure. The thing is, so people need to understand, like before this show, I'm literally at baseball practice with my 8-year-old. So I come straight here from baseball practice, don't eat, pour some Buffalo Trace, and then boom, it kicks in real quick. So you're welcome for that. All right. So Ian, get your spreadsheet out of there. We're done with this. 200,000.
You gotta get it out of there. You control.
Oh, that's right. Buffalo Trace. I don't agree with you. You're only showing the top homes. Oh, okay, Joe.
No, let's give Joe a chance. What do you mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
You want to see median?
that may be your top 10 or 20. No, that was pretty much everything that's closed the last 10 days. Joe, we're going everything.
I see what he's saying. I didn't scroll far enough down. I think
what you need to do, what you have to do actually for this data, everybody knows this, is you have to put it in the form of a bell curve, so you have a standard deviation.
Absolutely.
And we need to do how many standard deviations around the median sale percentage price over. That's how we should run this data. I'm sorry, Joe. We did not do standard deviations for every zip code and every price point in the last 30 minutes.
We're giving people information because not everything is selling 30% over, or 86% over, but we're giving an idea of what the averages of things are. So we're looking at averages. So.
Joe, is Joe a PhD data scientist? Because if he is, he knows exactly what we mean. Is that true? Did we say that right? We need to talk in terms of
plus minus 3.
Yeah. So, all right, Kevin, you had like New Braunfels. O2. Yeah. Bring up your O2.
So medians on closed and O2. This is all price point. Oh, I did 3 bedrooms on that one as well. So we had a better idea.
All right. So 3 bedroom. Now we can separate between 3 bedroom and 4.
Am I able to say price per square foot generally or no? Are you okay with that or no? Okay.
Sure.
Median
addresses. We're good.
Median price per square foot is $457 per square foot in O2.
In 7702 for a condo or a 3-bed?
For a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. It's $457 a square foot. The highest was 521. Highest percent over was 31. The median was only 6% over ask, with the average being 111%. So I like median. That for me is a better term. That's the one I use for square footage prices anyway. So it's competitive, but like we were already talking about a higher price point. So, that's what that. There's a lot of sales.
What was the price point in that?
The 600 to 700 price range.
So 6 to 700 and 78702 for a condo, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo. 6
to 10%, with the max being about 30% over ask.
Jeez. Yeah. So did you put that in the bell curve though? I want to make sure we're giving the right data.
I didn't. Hold on. Let me put this data in a standard distribution.
So while he's breaking out his TI 85,
86 plus.
Oh yeah. tell us about what else you had. You had like or Simcoe somewhere over there. Did you have another place to talk about, another zip code?
Who are you talking to?
Who are you
Amanda.
trying to? Oh,
Amanda. Rickman.
sorry, y'all. I live out in the
The bougie
boonies,
lady.
and y'all freeze every now and then. So I'm just like, doo-doo-doo.
Where are the movies at again?
Amanda's
the
got her
movies?
Nokia phone plugged into her computer too.
No, seriously, I don't have real internet. I had to like find internet off of an AT&T tower, and that's what I have. That's my only option. So
Amanda does live on a farm. I mean,
Yeah.
her
I have
Instagram
donkeys.
is like, yeah, she's got donkeys and
that ag exemption, though.
poodles.
Yeah.
Gig 'em.
Hey, you're in the Doodle Club too now. Oh,
look,
and I'm an Aggie. Whoop, whoop.
look at Yang's comment before. Someone check on Amanda.
I was going to talk about Buddha as well.
She's not taking a sip in the last 20 seconds.
I know.
Yeah, she's behind. She's
Oh,
behind.
that's the best thing I've seen all night.
I was going to talk about Buda. So 78610, which I said earlier is a little more bougie than Kyle. So it's just south of Austin. So I, again, only did the average list price versus average close price in the last 10 days. And their average list price was almost 438,000. And the close price was almost 491,000. So
Whoa, say that again. In Buda for how much?
in Buda, average list
close
price.
is 491.
Yeah. Buda.
Crazy.
That's like Dripping
Not
Springs
Buda.
numbers.
Buda.
Yeah, not Buda.
Man, I can't even believe that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
but I can't. I can. Because
So wait,
now
so go back. Sorry, go ahead. What was the list price versus close?
What?
What
Oh,
was
list
it?
price
List
was
price, yeah.
437,799. Close 490,670.
Wow.
I mean, I
That's-
went over to that Carpenter Hill new neighborhood over there, Perry Homes. Their smallest floor plan is going to be in the 600s whenever they
Seriously?
open the next space. Yeah.
Dang. That's
Is it,
crazy.
is it really that surprising though for the location?
No.
That's a great look. I've told several clients back when it was priced in the 400s, like, hey, this is a killer neighborhood to buy in, and they passed. So to think that they're in the 600s already is crazy. I'm telling
Now
you,
they have
Buffalo
a GERT.
crazy. Now they have a GERT.
That's why I don't think it's unreasonable to say that homes in Circle C right now are $1 million, because that's the natural progression. Those are huge houses within a 15-minute drive of the greatest city in the entire country right now. Why is that surprising people? You know, and Buta's just as close, almost like 20 minutes. No surprise that those are only $500,000.
Mm-hmm. I just got a question.
Yeah. So Sophia, I have a follow-up question to this, Sophia. What community? I want to know where you're building at. So Amanda, we are pending a permit for new build in Buda. Price wasn't locked in. How much do you think price will increase when the permit is done? So that's like what, a month, 45 days for a permit, 60 days for a permit in Buda?
Depending, I know that a lot of neighborhoods are like super backed up with permits right now. Buffalo Trace. Yeah, but which community is it?
Sunfield with Chesmar.
Sunfield.
Sorry, I didn't say that in
Okay.
disgust. It's just Sunfield 3 something tax rate. I can't. Go ahead.
Hey,
So I
Austin-
had somebody, we were supposed to go to the design center last week with Chesmar, and we canceled because they weren't going to lock in their price yet. And so basically you go in and choose all your options, not even knowing what the price point is going to be. But right now with lumber prices going up so drastically, and that's why builders are doing this, is because they don't want to be upside down by the time the house is actually built, by the time they get the permits and somebody already locked into a price. I mean, because what have y'all been seeing? Neighborhoods are kind of doing price increases every other week. Well, before they started doing the wait list thing, I mean, it could go up pretty good.
I've seen a few scale back.
Really?
Just a handful of them. A handful. I'm echoing in
And
somebody.
I know there's more developments coming in. Thank the Lord.
Well, that's actually a great question for this, because I just did this video about the horror stories from sorry, I'm going to mute you for a second because Amanda is reverbing. So this is something that I talked about in my video a little bit, is that, you know, we're seeing a lot of like builder horror stories, right? They're really taking advantage of the scenario. You know, they are trying to make sure that they're not losing money on you know, by putting something under contract and lumber prices going up. But we are going to start seeing more builders come online in the next couple months.
Yes.
So these builders that are reducing realtor commissions to 2%, trying to disincentivize us from working with them. And these builders that are doing all the kind of the nasty things that I talked about in that video, that stuff's going to come back to bite them. I think, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I want to hear your opinion. Like August, September, they're going to start begging for us to help them again. Does anybody feel that way, or am I on the only one in that boat?
I love that timeline. And the reason why is we've talked about, you know, like if there was any kind of deferment, mortgage deferral, deferment, or forbearance and all of that coming. But then after that, we said investors are excited. That's great. And first-time homebuyers are excited. But like builders, they have investors locked out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're going to have to kind of change their model and their strategy. So that's going to be interesting. And they're not. And right now, the other thing is they're doing all inventory homes.
Yeah.
Most builders, they're not doing the build to suit. And so that's going to be another curiosity, how they shift again before even one calendar year.
Yeah, because I have a couple of people that there's a couple of builders that have just started the inventory thing and not giving people the chance to do design center type of stuff. So and basically you jump on a wait list with the earnest money check with a certain floor plan. And I mean, you're down on the list, but by the time the prices come out, maybe the people above you on the list it's too high for them. By the time the base price comes out, or whatever the price of the home comes out. So it's crazy. I've never seen it like this. Of course, I don't know that anybody has. So.
Tech Investor asked earlier, and I'm glad that he did. He asked if this happens at new listings in the $2 to $3 million range, and the answer is yes. Mm-hmm. Because if you're looking in a neighborhood where there's $2 to $3 million houses, like Westlake, we've talked about this before. The median list price in Westlake right now, the median list price in Westlake right now is 2.9. The average is 3.1, and then the median sold is actually. And closed, is 1.5. So the ones, and that's still going between 3% and 30% over ask. So anything that's under like 4 million right now, because there's so few homes in inventory, those are going at or above ask with competition at the moment.
Yeah, I had go ahead, sorry, finish.
No, you're fine.
A friend of mine. She's an agent. They're all in on their house for $2.5 million, like putting a crazy pool in, all this stuff. 2.5 for shits and giggles. She put it on the Austin Luxury Network, which does not go to the MLS. Just it's specific group of like probably like 1,000 agents maybe are part of this group, and so she put it on there for $6.5 million. Mind you, they're all in for 2.5. And got a full offer for $7 million fully furnished. And she's like, I did it as a joke to kind of see what it's for. Like, if I go through with this, I have nowhere to move. I can't even buy a place for like, if you take the difference and she's gonna pay cash, I can't find anywhere in Westlake for $4 to $5 million right now. So yeah, to your point, even the multi-million-dollar range is seeing crazy. I've heard stories of people that will close on a house for $7 million and they get a knock on the door 2 months later and get an offer for 15. But they're like, where would I go if I took that offer?
Like, I mean, for 15, I'd find a place.
Yeah.
I did. So did y'all see that? Did y'all see that home in Westlake that it was at 1.5 something? It sat for 120 days. The same agent, because I had some people kind of keeping their eye on it. The same agent pulled it off on, I think, like the 24th, put it back on the 26th and said and he put it on for 1.8 something in Westlake, and then it went multiple offers.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
No
weird.
doubt. It's good. Get
It's
a
that
fresh look at it.
psychological. It's FOMO, right? Or that psychological tug.
I don't know what it is, but I was like, that thing sat for 120 days, and then the same agent pulled it off and put it back on for more, and then it got multiple offers.
Hey,
Well, here's the thing: if it sat for 120 days, did they adjust the price at all, even if it was $500? Because that'll refresh it in all the lists, and it could just be that they let it sit.
Yeah.
And they didn't actually do anything.
I didn't even look at that, honestly. They had just told me about it, and then it was gone, and I was like, what just happened here?
Yeah. Someone said I would sell so fast for that profit.
Yeah.
Joy. Well, the problem is you have to have a place to go.
Yeah.
You can profit, but what are you going to do? Profit, let's say $100,000 and then rent?
Well, it was vacant.
No. Just in general. I mean,
in general.
Yeah.
She was saying for 7, if she profited like $5 million after taxes and fees, you'd find some place to go. And I think if you can't find some place to go,
community.
Talk about bougie. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
I have to buy a $5 million house. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that the 400 to 500 range, and did you talk about the 400 to 500 range and how much % those are specifically going for over? Might have missed it. That's a great question. So I'm seeing, Ian can probably pull back up like the Round Rock thing. And I'd say this is pretty, yeah. So yeah, well, it's a good point too. I'll pull up mine. So the next one I did was 78748, which is South Austin. So a lot of these homes are between high 3s to middle 4s. So one sold listed at 450 and sold for 610. 435 sold for 570. 425 sold for 491. So yeah, so stuff in the mid 4s is selling for up to 5 and over 5. So that's what I'm seeing. That's in South Austin. What would you say in North Austin, Ian?
I actually didn't do. I figured we would all cover that sort of stuff so I was sticking to the suburbs. So I didn't pull it. I didn't pull the data.
Oh, I didn't have the data.
I know.
But are you seeing that too? And for Amanda and Kyle Buda, between 4 and 5, are you still seeing stuff selling for $100,000 over?
Yeah, especially in Buda. Maybe not so much Kyle yet, but Buda and the bigger lot neighborhoods like Ruby Ranch, Hayes Country Oaks, things are going for a little more in there. But yeah, and South Austin wise, like you were saying, I have a first time home buyer, and he's moving from out of state, and we put in an offer on a condo. I think it was priced at $490. We went in at $521, and we didn't get it. So I was gonna ask the listing agent. I was like, "Do you mind sharing what y'all took? Because this is a learning experience for him." And it was over 600.
So it listed at what price?
$490.
$490 and sold over 600. So
two bedroom detached condo.
Detached. Damn. That's crazy. Do new builds in Kyle cap the appreciation of the older homes there, or is it unrelated? So I think what he's asking is because there's new builds, do they hamper the price of what you get for other homes? I'm going to go ahead and say no, because right now in this market, the new builds versus resale are totally separate things.
Yeah. Agreed.
Nancy says hi to you, Kevin. Whenever you come back. Ryan's building a home in Six Creeks, Kyle. Ooh, all these questions for you now. Building a home in Six Creeks, Kyle. What do you think of Coventry Homes? Got locked in price in December, and the home will be completed summer. Six Creeks, very nice.
You lucked out getting locked in. That's all I have to say. So I wouldn't back out.
What are you seeing with some of the builders down there then?
I'm seeing like in Six Creeks now and Cypress Forest, which is right down the road, they're kind of like in a sales freeze. So they're only being released however many lots per month or whatnot, but they're kind of, it's the crazy thing as well. So I like Coventry Homes. They're a good builder. The only thing I don't care about in that neighborhood is it's in a PID, so your tax rate is a little higher. But if you're locked into that price, stick with it.
So I have not had the conversation with the mayor, but live yet. But the mayor told me that the road going back there, they don't want to do anything with because that PID doesn't pay to the city. It pays to their utilities. So they're not paying city taxes, and people in Six Creeks can't even vote in Kyle or vote for things in Kyle's. So they're vote for things in Kyle. So they're really not inclined to even fix that road going back to Six Creeks. So that's why it's going to stay a 2-lane road with like terrible curves around trees and stuff. Well, that's Cypress.
Well, and it's funny because a couple of years ago, or maybe not even a couple of years ago, like somebody, like they had a grant to fix that road, but then later I found out that it was only a portion of the road. So I don't really know the whole ins and outs, but that road, stupid.
Yeah, that road's terrible.
You'll pop a tire on that road.
Yeah, and Ian, you drive a Tesla, so those like $400 tires.
Oh, you stop. You do too.
My Bronco will handle it fine.
Your what, Will?
My Bronco.
Yeah, you know what?
You don't have that Bronco
Broncos
yet.
are looking pretty nice.
Heyo, I know.
Yeah.
I'm banking on 2022 now because I just don't see it in my near future, but it's ordered.
Yeah.
Legally, what are the options if they back out?
Who's they? Buyers or sellers?
Who's they? Yeah, buyers or sellers. I don't know what this question really refers to.
Maybe it's builders. Maybe if builders.
Or it could be that one comment above it. If that person backed out.
If you back out a majority of the time, if you're under contract, you're going to lose your earnest money. It's going to, with a builder, a majority of the time, you're going to lose whatever you put down. And we talked about that in my last video, that if you do like a bid on like a DR Horton home or whatever those homes are, they're requiring you to put that down as the deposit. So if you're going 50 grand over just to get it, you have to put your $5,000 deposit down plus 50 grand. So now you're $55,000 you have as earnest money. And if you have to back out for whatever reason, and we even talked about this on the live stream last time, Ian, where a teacher was like, I make 60 grand a year. So if you offer 60 grand over on that home, you're putting your entire year's salary up as earnest money. Like, good luck eating an entire year. You can't even
have
top ramen
year for 20 years. What was that?
Yeah. You can't even eat top ramen on that once it's all done.
A lot of good comments.
I'm trying to get through them. Tell me which one. Master Jedi is upset with me because I have not talked about Bastrop yet. There's a good reason for that. I'm busy. How is this going to sustain? People are going to trip out when the 2021 tax bill shows up. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, I'm on the phone. So important. In the mail. This is something that I've been going on and on and on and on about on my channel. This year is going to see the highest increases ever in taxes. And I even talked to the mayor of Kyle, and I asked him, like, hey, how does this happen with, like, what does this look like for even Kyle with you guys? And he was gloating about how sales tax revenue was up like 240%. I'm like, that's great, but so are you going to do anything to help homeowners stay in homes? Because he wanted to reach out to me and talk to me about affordability and had nothing to offer. Nothing. Well, it's something we're going to look into. I'm like, that's a bullshit answer. Come on. Give me an actual answer. What are you doing for affordability? Because Kyle's growing. You just said on here, the median price for a home is now like $361 in Kyle.
That's so crazy.
Kyle's
so crazy. Gosh.
See, Buffalo Trace is not stopping me from bringing up old memories, which was 20 minutes ago. All right.
I think a lot of people, most realtors, at least us four and a lot of others that are in our circles, I'll say, most realtors are going to educate their clients on what the taxes will be. That's so important when you're buying something, especially so any new construction, but also if you're paying over, you have to know that that's what your taxes, that's going to be your appraised value next year. So you have to know that going into it. You can't just,
that's the thing.
It's on the lower price or on the listing price.
Amanda, this is a great question for you because you work in Kyle Butte, and a lot of these new builds are 3% tax rate. Not all of them, but a lot of them are around 3% tax rate. How many times do you get a call because you tell somebody this is a 3% tax rate, and then the next year they call you freaked out because now their taxes are $12,000 to $15,000 because they're in a 3% tax rate on a $400,000 home?
So it doesn't happen to me often because I dwell it into their heads what it could be. And I think that's important because the builder makes it sound like not a big deal most of the time. They're just like, the tax rate's 3.1, blah, blah, blah. They'll say, this is your estimated monthly payment. And I'm just like, is it?
What's so interesting about that comment earlier about the person who said they were getting all these incentives? I was like, I don't know if that's going to match what they're telling you, what they think they're getting in incentives. Based on, also that comment with the tax rate, incentives. These are all things that the builders will tell them to make it feel good. And
and I mean, every time somebody is looking at any home, I always say, because so many people think that they're pre-approved for a certain number. And so they think like it's just across the board that's what the monthly payment is going to be. But I'm just like, no, you need to get your lender to run numbers on each and every property because everywhere is different with tax rates and whatnot.
And the same day. Like if you run with one lender on a Monday and then 3 weeks later, you can't do that. Did you know this was a 3-hour show?
Yeah, I warned her that she's going to drink. She's not going to make her wait, is tomorrow the last day of you got to run like 4 more miles tomorrow?
I'm going to run 4 miles. I didn't I could be watching Titanic 3 hours. God.
Yeah.
But
Titanic.
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking about Leander. Did you do any spreadsheets for Leander, Ian?
I had pulled up the Leander area, but right now I've got Pflugerville up ready to go. Can we do that?
Oh, Master Jedi just threw shots across the bow, Amanda.
Oh,
did she have one?
I mean,
it's in the mail.
He's pre-ordered. Yeah,
it's in the mail.
She's got it mail ordered.
This is even worse. I turned from a Jeeper. My husband's waving to me outside. I turned from a Jeeper to a Broncoer, and I'm going to get major trash talk for that.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
yikes.
Yeah. Kevin, how did your Bitcoin sale go? Dinosaur D wanted
NFTs.
Hey, you know what's funny? I tried to get an NFT a couple weeks ago, and they pushed out the release date for like 3 days in a row, and literally the day, and I kept changing on my calendar.
What was it?
Literally the day it was Alec Monopoly and another guy. They did a release, and I was like, I wanted it. I was ready to pay a lot of money for that because I have a feeling it's going to be worth a lot.
I love it. We need to talk NFTs after the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, NFTs, GPTs. I don't know, whatever we're talking about. Are you finding it?
Jeremy sounds like a boomer already. Oh,
I know. Okay, boomer.
What is this? Bitcoins. I'm gonna go to Kroger.
How many Bitcoins can you fit in one?
How many Bitcoins? Yeah. Do they make purses for Bitcoins?
Yeah. Are you finding homes that are listing closer to market price? So average price over list price is going down. You allotted to this earlier, I think. Kind of a weirdly worded question, but I think what you're asking is, are we seeing prices list so high that they're selling closer? And based on what sold in the last 10 days, for a lot of this was, a lot of the information I pulled was like minimum like 10% over list price. I mean, did anybody get anything closer? You said Dripping Springs was almost 100%, right? Kevin?
Dripping Springs is over 100% at all price points, like 3% over that.
San Marcos is pretty close, which I don't get because I listed a few in San Marcos and they went way over, but their list to sale prices are about the same.
Yeah, I think what's happening, to answer this question, is the houses that are closing higher, that's a learning. That's like a learning process for the realtor and the buyers. And so they're just offering that much of a percentage higher when they're offering weeks later. So it's kind of a scale, a tiered scale. So if your favorite house was listed at 500 and then you hear it's 100,000 over, and then you're back in the market 3 weeks later, you're trying to put down offers on $600,000 houses now, because that's what they went up to. If they've closed, well, then you have to offer 100,000 over. So it's a tier every month or every closing period. So 30 to 45 days, you're going to have that jump of 10 to 15% in the last couple months. That makes sense, Kevin? Anybody? Mullet?
I actually wasn't listening to you. My mullet.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine.
What I was thinking of, like something else.
So
it made sense to me. I know we're drinking coffee though.
All right. So Tony Tran asked, "How is 78660 going?"
I've got
Tony, you're no. Now I got it. 120% over list price, or 20% over list price is the median. I'm looking at it right now. The max is 33% based on the last 10-day closing. So what was listing at 350 is selling for 424. On the average is 362, selling for listing for 362, selling for 431 on average. Max was 650. Boom, nailed it. Ian, we don't need your spreadsheet. Boom. Amanda, drink some more wine.
This is the last of it. I'm gonna have to ask my husband to bring me some up. But I think all we have is whiskey now. This is my last bottle.
See, bring the whiskey. And you're definitely not making your run if you switch to whiskey. That's for sure.
Oh, I am.
Okay. You're just going to do the Nike thing that shows like you ran 4 miles like 5 days ago.
I've got stamina.
Isn't it beer before liquor, never been sicker? Is wine like that?
Somewhere it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Before whiskey, it gets tricky. I don't know. That didn't work. All right.
Whiskey.
Oh, okay. All right. It's not. Hey, look, it's not after 9 o'clock. We're not in the after hours yet.
My bad.
Yeah. Hi. Is it still possible to buy an investment property if I already own a residential one?
Sure.
It's up to your lender.
You can buy up to 10 properties under your own name before you have to create a business.
I have a question. Have you guys heard this? Have you heard that loan rates are going up for investors this month? So in 2 days? Have you heard anything like that?
I have a new build under contract for myself. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, but it's already locked.
Yeah, I might have to buy it, but I might have to buy it cash is the problem.
Oh, right. Yeah, but so anybody who hasn't locked their loan rates with their lender for an investment property, you have to be careful.
If you had 250,000 cash, why wouldn't you just buy an NFT? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know, right?
I tried to buy a Bitcoin, but they wouldn't tell me how much it was. It was one day it was 11,000, next day.
I mean, that's 5 coins for 250,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Can you even find a $250,000 home that's not a condo?
Can you even find a Bitcoin?
That's not.
Yeah. Apparently, you can't even find a Bronco right now.
Nobody wants
for under 235,000.
All right. So Ian, the mullet dinosaur says, Ian, can you do some quick Excel math and see how much price point is pulling biggest percent over? So which price point is? I would say
I'd have to tier structure the price points. The problem is all these darn agents, they've got 250 list price, 372, 389. I'm not dealing with the categories right now. If everybody was like 450, 550, 650, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Ian, we're gonna need you to step off for a minute and work on some spreadsheets in your shirt.
I can do it.
Yeah, that shirt's giving me a headache now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really tricky. It's like those things back in 5th grade where it's like if you stare at it long enough, it does something.
Yeah, is that a sailboat in your shirt?
Things in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get really warm. I do that.
Oh, take it off. Oh,
no, don't.
Nancy says hello.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. Jeez. Okay.
Hey, there's no dumb questions, only inquisitive idiots. No, I'm just kidding. You ever heard that phrase before? You ever heard that phrase before? No, there's no dumb questions at all, actually. I hope everybody understands that. Everything that you're asking right now is a question. If you have a question about it, chances are there's 100 other people that have the exact same question that you have.
Very
so
true.
don't feel bad or stupid or anything. In fact,
Sure.
we'd rather you guys ask the dumb questions. Like,
well, what people feel are dumb questions.
yeah,
'cause
what
they're
you
not.
feel is a dumb question. If you feel like it's a dumb question, that's probably something people are maybe too embarrassed to ask. So please ask
Yep.
it so we can address
Yeah.
it.
Or log
if
in
we-
with a different account and then ask it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And if we make fun of you, we'll just blame everything on Amanda. So it's totally fine. Yeah. So I hope this is a dumb question. I am under contract in a new build. Do you think I need to get a pre-drywall inspection and a near closing inspection or
Great
closing
question.
inspection? So last week we had Andrew Burrow on the show, who is one of my favorite inspectors. He would go ahead and agree that with me and say you definitely need a pre-drywall, definitely need a near closing and a closing inspection. Anyone else?
And most inspectors, whenever they're doing a whole new construction process, they'll give you a deal on that. And then they'll come back in month 11 after you close on the home and do an inspection for the builder's bumper to bumper is what I call it. Warranty, right?
Yeah, I love that. I try to recommend 2 or 3 inspections for a new build, and just like kind of confirm everything and validate everything. Every single new build that I've had an inspector go out to has found something.
Yeah.
Period.
Even though they go through their like city inspections and every inspection that they have to go through in order to move on to the next process, something's always wrong.
Always. I had DR Horton
before the walls go up inspection. That's great.
So the pre-drywall.
Yeah.
I had DR Horton tell my client they didn't need, and I put this in my video, but tell my client they didn't need to do inspections. They also offered my client insurance and a warranty and all this stuff. And my client's like, "What should I get the DR Horton insurance?" I'm like, no, don't. Like, what? Yeah, there was
if there was ever a claim, I would love to see that.
Yeah, there was a hole literally this big in one of the gutters, in the bottom of the gutter that that our inspector found, and a bunch of other little things. But that their third party inspector, because DR Horton says they have a third party inspector, missed. So, yeah. So definitely don't trust the builder's warranties. All right. What's next? How can we look at properties and get an idea of what to offer? I'm looking at this listing at 475. How do I know what to really offer? This is a great question. Not, is it Aaron?
Probably Aaron.
Aaron, I want to know, do you have an agent? Please write in the comments if you're working with an agent. We can give some advice here, but if you have an agent, really can't give you too much advice. But if you were my client, what would you say if somebody was your client? What advice would you give them if they're asking this question?
Is that open forum?
Open forum, pretty much starting with Amanda.
Yeah.
Dang it. I would pull comps and like we did today, we pulled comps for the last 10 days just to see roundabout what things we're going for. And then I would also talk to the agent. A lot of times the agent can't say what kind of offers they have, but you could so I have gone to agents and said, if I offered this much percentage over, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, mine or yours, does this put us in the game? And that's kind of what I've been doing, but I base that price off of what my client is comfortable doing and what I've seen things close for.
Just so you know, too, for clients I just did this with, like last weekend, who are very well versed in the neighborhoods they wanted to be in, the price over ask, we actually won 2 of the 4 offers that we did by that strategy. Like we said, hey, this is where we want to be. Everything else is doing roughly this % over price. So we did that, and we were super competitive on both and technically would have gotten both, but decided on one of the other ones. So it works really well generally.
I feel like we need a fist bump.
Yeah.
Bro fist.
What do you think, Ian? If somebody is trying to figure out what to offer over list price, what is some advice?
Obviously the comps are important, but the comps that have sold, not just obviously it's not what's active, it's what's sold, because buyers generally come to me and say, well, I see these listed. How do I know what it's sold at? So we do the same thing. We'll spreadsheet it and get the percentages. And from that point, it goes back to, I think what Amanda said, you still have to fish for information from other agents. And I usually say, am I hot or cold, or am I lukewarm? Give me some kind of indication, or I'll ask flat out. So if I know the agent is experienced, this is what's really interesting. If I know they're an experienced agent and they're a high producing agent, I'll say, listen, I don't want to waste your time. I know you priced it well. Here's what I want to know. What do I need to come in to be competitive? And then I'll figure it out from there. Or I'll ask if they have permission from their sellers to disclose what the top offer is. If I know that, then I know if I can beat it.
I like to do the Michael Scott approach and put it on eBay. Got 85% of what I paid, sold in record time. Usually works. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
I've also asked if there's sales pending, I've gone to those agents to see if they'll tell me what they're pending at.
Yeah, and if it's if it's not, they'll usually tell you.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say that. So I
agree.
Regular. So here's the deal. Sometimes too, what you write over might not really matter, right? So, and what I mean is, you might not be the highest offer. I know this weekend we were not the highest offer, but we wrote some smoking terms that the seller could not pass up. And we were probably 40 grand under the next offer. So it depends too on the term. So you have to know what your comfortability is and have that conversation with your agent to know what your comfortability is. And look, not all agents are created the same, but look, this business, a lot of agents are going to be out of business in the next 6 months. So there's a lot of desperate realtors out there that will tell you to write $200,000 over list price just so they can get it because they need a paycheck too. And I hate to say that, but it's very true. There's gonna be some very desperate agents in the next 6 months. Yeah. So use an agent that's not forcing you to write a dumb offer.
Yeah. And you know how this is true? I had an agent try to poach one of my clients today.
Nice.
And then got mad when I wouldn't give her a referral. So there are people they're agents right now. I'm telling you, they're agents that are getting desperate for a paycheck, and they're going to tell you whatever they need to tell you so they can get paid. So be very, very careful in times like that.
That sucks.
We will advise you on where you need to be to win an offer and not lose your shirt. Right. I would never tell my clients to do something that I wouldn't do or that they don't feel comfortable doing in this market. Yeah. So for the folks that are on here that say, don't buy, it's the top of the market, wait or whatever, we're protecting our clients still, and they're still getting good value for what they're looking for right now.
Well, even the house that I closed on in Southeast Austin that was 200 over, my client was so the listing changed price points when it was on the market. So it was on the market for $399. I showed it. We were fully ready to write $100,000 over. By the time I got home to write the offer, she called me and she was like, I think they just changed the list price to $550. And I was like, oh Lord. So I called the agent and she was like, yeah, we have over 40 offers. We have to weed people out. This is what we have to do. Yep. And so we did 200 over, waived the appraisal. She was like, well, would you ever do this? And I was like, me? No. And I wouldn't actually advise you to. It just depends on how much you want the house. If you want the house, this is what you have to do. But I would only do this if you're willing, if you're wanting to stay in this house for a long time. It's going to be a while before you make money back off of this house. And it just comes up to you. I wouldn't do it. But if you want to do it, then you do it.
If you need to park some money, so people don't think you're going to the laundry.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
This is a great comment. I agree. Think the market is way too crazy to buy right now. This comment is what I am starting to hear over and over and over again. The problem with this comment is that if you are thinking of waiting, if you are not in the position to buy, and we've said this in the channel, if you are not in the position to buy, it is not the right time for you. But if you are in the position to buy and you need a property and you think this market's too crazy for you, unless you're moving somewhere outside of Austin completely, what I mean, like Nashville or somewhere like that, you're going to, every day you wait right now to write an offer on a property or put something in a contract is costing you more and more money. Am I wrong?
Right. You're right. Nail on the head.
So, and this isn't a sales pitch. No, I mean, look, we've had so many different agents on this channel, and no one is like putting gun to head, write a contract. If they did say that, they'd be off this channel in a heartbeat, because this whole channel is not put together to force people to buy. This whole channel is put together just to help people in their decisions. And so this market, yes, is crazy. You are 100% right. It is too crazy. I'm still investing. As an investor, I am still buying.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, somebody, actually one of my clients said, "Hey, brother," he didn't call me buddy. That'd be dumb. He said, Are we?
Hey, mullet man.
Hey, mullet. Hey, boy, get over here. He said, "Are we approaching?"
Not
San
hours yet.
Not like that. It's that guy. What's the guy? The guy from that movie goes, "You got any of them?"
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade. Yeah. What am I even talking about? Oh, San Francisco. He says it approaching San Francisco market. So I went and looked, and I don't have all their MLS data, but luckily there's some good data that's posted online. The median sales price, and if you guys are Bay Area folks, and let me know, the median sales price in most of their neighborhoods, get this, the lowest median was in Seaside at 620. The next one's 975 in Sea Ranch. Those are the only two neighborhoods that have a median price under $1 million. The rest of them are 1.3, 1.2, 1.5, 2.1, 3.3, 4.7, all of them into the 1 and 2 millions. Right. That's why a lot of people are still coming to Austin right now. And people are like, oh, 400, 500,000. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, guys, but we are nowhere for what Austin offers. We are nowhere near the top of our real estate market. We're not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of like out of the box too. Like I have been sending letters. Like if somebody likes a certain floor plan, I'm sending letters for my buyers to everybody. You can pull how much equity somebody has in a house. You send them a letter and say, my buyer is willing to pay this much. Off market, would you sell? Type of thing. And a lot of people have no idea what the market's doing because they're not watching it like we are. But it's still like competitive what they want to offer, but it's just like you have to bend over backwards, especially for like the average buyer right now that doesn't have the cash on hand. Like I'm working with a lot of VA people and FHA people that it's just impossible to compete. So you just got to be creative and think out of the box.
And that's the other thing. Think about that. Everybody's saying, oh, this market is going to slow down. I'm waiting for this market to slow down. But think about all of those VA people, all of those FHA, all those people that don't have $180,000 to make up a low appraisal. Those people are all waiting. These investors that can't buy new builds right now are waiting for new builds to open back up. There's so many people waiting on the sidelines that even if the market does start to soften, there's a great point. In fact, is that I talked about that. I asked agents in the AREA, who's got stuff that needs to sell. A lot of that stuff is going to get sold because now agents know, oh, wait, we can go put offers on this. That $425,000 house that we were talking about, Amanda and I were talking about earlier. That guy said, oh, we're probably going to get an offer tonight on it. We have somebody else. And that's 12 days on market. And we are going to be writing an offer on it. So now we're talking about multiple offers all over again. I did want to bring this up to show how smart I was. Because
comfort.
Yeah. So Elon Musk is urging workers to move to SpaceX Starbase in South Texas, which is Brownsville in the Boca Chica area. And guess who bought a beach house a beach condo in South Padre? This guy feels so smart right now. Thanks, Elon Musk. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. If anybody want to know where Boca Chica is, I don't think you can even buy a house on Boca Chica. So it's
today.
not really a thing today. until Starbase happens. So, all right, let's keep rolling. Amanda, you had something really smart to say.
She's muted.
Oh, that's right. I muted her.
He
See?
could bring me a drink.
I
You
unmuted you.
me. God, I was texting my husband to see if he could bring me a drink. Oh, it's a Pinot Noir. But no, I was going to say, so this isn't the market should just be sitting around and waiting for listings to come on. You need I as an agent send out letters. I know people on my team send out letters. Like, you have to go out and find things these days. So it's not just like a sit and wait.
Yeah. What about, this is a great question. This is a great question, Noah.
Noah,
welcome back. I'm at disadvantage using VA loan. Even if I offer 20% over listing, should I consider different loan type?
yes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Nobody's going to take a VA right now. I'm sorry.
I had some VA buyers, found them a killer off-market deal, and they just backed out. Hurt my heart. I was like, okay.
One of the big problems is that their underwriting is more strict and that they require a separate VA inspection, and that VA inspection doesn't happen until much later in the process. So the chances of it terminating are a lot higher.
Yeah.
And later.
Yeah, later in the game,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 weeks into the contract.
Yeah.
And I don't know, am I muted?
No, you're back.
Oh, I'm back.
So for everyone complaining, Amanda's having a reverb, so that's why I have to mute her every now and then.
Yeah.
And she's asking her
apparently
husband for more wine.
Amanda,
Yeah.
put your AirPods in.
I know.
Yeah.
So my AirPods are not charged, and one of them doesn't work. I got to talk to Apple. So
Yeah.
one of them doesn't turn on.
That's
But
Apple for you.
what were we just talking about? Oh, so I have some VA buyers. They're willing to pay out of pocket a certain amount, but they don't have we don't have an appraisal addendum like we do for conventional loans. So basically in the contract, it says it has to appraise for whatever you offer. And so what I've talked to my broker with, and I don't know what y'all have been doing, but in the email, whenever I send off something, she's like, basically, you just need to say they're willing to pay this much over the appraisal. So that's what I've been doing. Because, that VA, even if it's VA is a zero down loan, but it's not that you don't have money to put down as a VA. It's just, that's what it is. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And if you're showing that you have the additional money to put down, as long as you offer them the proof of funds along with it, that might help ease their pain a little bit. And then your VA loan amount actually reduces to where it will appraise at. So if you're paying $700,000 for a house, but you think it'll only appraise at $500,000, well, if you have $300,000 in the bank, great. Show that proof, and then they might accept your VA.
I'm not sure I'd buy a 700 with a VA, but yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That was
It's like
548. Well, I don't know what VA is, but the
FHA is 548.
Yeah. What I would do if I were you and you wanted a VA is I would go look at homes that have been on the market for more than 10 days, like Jeremy said.
Absolutely.
And I would approach them with a stronger offer at your VA loan with a high amount of earnest money and a high option.
Ooh.
Or off market.
Can you mute me? My husband's bringing me a drink.
Good God.
Hi, Chris.
I'm going to have to start hosting these. Everybody's going to be litty like a kitty by the end of this stream every night.
So I want to go to Roland. Thank you so much for helping out Mr. Mark Scott. Mark, thank you for popping up my question. Please advise Gian or Bar W, Leander, and Blackburn developers at Kyle. I might let Ian talk about Bar W, but I can say, Amanda's here, so she could talk about. I actually really like Blackburn's floor plans and style. It's that really cool farmhouse. In fact, Amanda, don't you live in a farmhouse? Actual farmhouse? Oh, I muted her again. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, she's muted. There it is.
I am currently sitting in a farmhouse.
Yes. Okay.
Here, I'll show you. This is the house I am.
Oh, wrong way. Yep. There you go.
Oh, Can you see it? That's my house. Dang it.
No.
That's fine.
So Amanda lives in a farmhouse. So I really do like the Blackburn. I actually have a client going under contract right now with Blackburn. So as far as like issues with Blackburn, I don't really have any yet. As far as Guillen and Bar W, I've heard a lot of rumblings about Guillen. I'm personally under contract myself with Guillen in New Braunfels on an investment property. I think Bar W is a great spot. I'll let Ian maybe chime in and say something different about Bar W. And then Amanda, if you want to profess your love for Blackburn, you can as well.
So I think with Guillen, and we've said this, I think Kevin, you said it specifically like this. So I'm quoting you verbatim.
Okay.
There aren't bad builders. There are bad construction crews sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not exactly what he said, but
yeah, it's not. Guillen, I think they build a solid home. I think you get a little caught up in the upgrade game sometimes, but they offer so many varieties that it's really cool. So I've had people do Guillen. Guillen they sold off that company and became GFO Homes. I like the way they had redone it. So I like GFO Homes a little bit better if the floor plan fits. Oftentimes you'll find more creativity in Guillen. Okay, so that's the first thing. So now when we look at Rancho versus Bar W, which is completely across the street.
When you say Rancho
Siena, sorry. There's Rancho Siena, high elevation. There's Bar W, low elevation. When I first moved to Austin, I had my motorcycle stolen, but right before that, it was swimming. It was just gone because it flooded. And so I don't like houses that have low topography here personally. So I'm worried about Bar W and making sure their grading is done well and their engineering. I don't know, but that worries me. I'm not an engineer, but that stuff worries me. I'd rather be on top of the hill if it were me. And I am. I'm actually on top of the hill.
Hey, you'd be surprised how many of your favorite builders aren't the ones building the house, by the way, too. How many builders?
It's all their subcontractors.
Everything is subcontracted almost at a immediate level. I think builders are just becoming pretty much just a marketer anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And an office space for people to come in and sign up.
Hey, maybe I should start a builder.
You should. It only takes $50.
Real
and a permit at the city. You don't need to have any kind of licensing to be a builder here. Sorry. It's true. Sorry.
I talked to the mayor of Kyle, and trust me, he was very proud of the fact that he's hard on developers. Hard on developers? Did I say that right? Okay. Well, we're not past 9 o'clock yet, not the after hour show.
Did I say that more than once? My motorcycle.
Kevin, why would you not use VA loan over 700? M&M, welcome back, by the way. Missed you.
Because there's a conforming loan limit for every loan. And let me see what the VA is. VA loan limit.
While we're doing
I haven't done a VA in a long time.
It moved up. Amanda is now on Whiskey Fresca. Is that right, Amanda?
Whiskey and water.
Whoa.
Whiskey with a splash of water.
Whiskey girl. I love it. All right. I got my little Buffalo Trace over here, keeping me warm.
It's actually 548,250, just like everything else.
548.
Yeah. So you'd have to still put $200,000 down.
Yeah, but if it was
Chizo says, I put my kids to bed early on Tuesday nights to watch the channel. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Is that awesome, Jeremy?
Yeah. What is it? What is it? One more time.
I don't know. I don't think people really understand how much work goes into doing all of this. And so for people to say stuff like that, it makes me happy that we're putting in all the work. So don't cry, Jeremy. Don't cry.
Do it, Jeremy.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Hey, Rob, nice. What's up with KB Homes? Rob, give us an update with KB Homes. I got an email or seeing people post some things about KB Homes, talking about how much they love their realtors, but not taking care of their realtors. Love to get your response on that.
In the comments below.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. And Mark, thank you, Jeremy. You rock. No, Mark. Amanda rocks. Thank you.
Let me ask the Migos and Miga girl question here. If you were a builder, would you be doing things differently than they're doing things right now? Put yourself in a business situation, and would you be doing things differently than the way they're doing them right now?
I think builders have a responsibility to take care of their clients. And I think and I'm not saying it's the builder reps, right? I think the builders in general have made a conscious effort to take advantage of the market. Now, would I do things differently? Yes, I would, for the simple fact that our actions as builders will impact things in a negative direction, because what some of these builders are doing now, they are going to have to really make up for in the future, because they are causing an unaffordability issue. They are causing some of these issues. Now, it's a greed thing. So you have to understand how greedy you want to be. I could take every single person that comes to me as a client and say, yes, I'm going to work with you because I want to make as much money as possible. Instead, I try to work with clients that really want to work with me. Right. And I think everyone here wants to work with clients that really want to work with them. So that's, I think it's an ethics issue that I'm seeing with a lot of builders. I mean, I could be wrong. I definitely want to hear everyone else's opinion. Sorry, that means Amanda. When I stop, that means
I was like, yeah.
I'm kind of along the same lines as you, is because I've worked with people that I end up like hating life after I work with them. So I'm kind of a track to your tribe type of person. There's moments that I've come home and just cried after a day. So I've grown now. So yeah, I'm a track to your tribe. Like, I want to attract people that want to work with me, and in turn, I want to work with them. So yeah.
So as a builder, would you be doing the same thing?
Hold on. So let me tell you, half of your whole spiel was frozen because of my internet.
Oh. It's that Kyle.
So, God.
And then the reverb is killing me. All right, Amanda's back on mute while she can score some more whiskey. Mr. Dill Pickle, Mrs. Dill Pickle, my apologies. Miss Dill Pickle. Sorry, Miss Dill Pickle. Ms. Dill Pickle, I've had a couple Buffalo Traces. Thank you all for sharing your knowledge and experience. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. Let's see. We got some other good comments on here. With current market situation. Oh, wait. We didn't let Ian finish. Sorry, Ian.
Or Mullet. I mean, Kevin.
Yeah. Would you be doing different as a builder now?
I don't think I would be doing things differently.
I know that's why you asked the question.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Like, these guys are making hay while the sun shines, and I don't think that we can be upset with them for handling it the way that they are. They're treating this like a business, like that they're doing what they can. They have a rare product that people want. They're kind of cocky about it right now. So why wouldn't they be doing things the way that they're doing them?
So I think complacency is a detriment to American culture and customer service as well. I know it bothers me, right? When someone said they just kind of rest and say, I don't need to care anymore, that hurts. And but as a business, like, think about the most successful businesses. Don't they have try to have pretty decent customer service? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, what I'm noticing is some of the builders are so focused on profitability that they're not focused on providing what people want, obviously aka customer service, but floor plans. So if you're going to do all builder inventory, right? And the whole excitement about a new build is to be able to pick out your floor plans, at least survey the buyers and say, how much are you willing to pay? What are the features that you're looking for? And then try to offer most of those in inventory. Not go back a year or 2 years and try to just push those out because you have the materials and you don't want to pay an architect to design something new. Anyway,
agreed.
I just think that
I have somebody on a wait list, and we went in, and it was just such an unpleasant experience that, like, the site rep, I love some site reps and I don't like all, but this site rep was just like, basically, we'll put you on the wait list, but if you're not going to use our lender, then we're just going to move on to the next one.
Yep.
And I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that's not looking out for anybody.
No one.
It's
looking out for them.
I feel like
Yeah.
assuming that a builder actually cares is the wrong. And I'm not trying to dog on builders. I'm just saying their businesses.
Yeah.
They're thinking about their business. So like,
No, I agree, but that's why they don't invite investors in, right? Like that's part of why, because they
don't have to make a decision for the investor.
They don't what?
So they don't have to make decisions for the investor. Is that what you're saying? They can make decisions without having to consult with like to make the investor happy.
No, more that if they have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, you're talking about why they won't let builder investors buy their homes, not why they won't let institutional investors invest in their company. I thought that's what you meant.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about investors buy their homes.
Yeah, I just think the fallacy of assuming that any business does something because they want the best for you is wrong. The companies that are trying to take care of the environment or do things for people or be safe or whatever, they know it will pull the heartstrings of people and get them more sales. So,
right. Yeah. There might be a means, there might be a dual purpose, right? So Tom's is a good example. They make shoes and they give a pair to somebody who's less fortunate, right? But they're growing a big company and people, it's like Amanda said, it's her tribe. She's writing letters to sellers to help win. These are all things that you do to step it up. And I feel like builders are stepping it down. And that's the bother.
And you know what? One thing I love about Amanda too is like she talk about somebody that attracts their tribe. This girl fills the refrigerators for teachers at schools.
So
right, her and her group down there do that. That's awesome. I think that's really cool because like here's the thing, and you know, people that are like teachers that don't have a crazy salary, tech salary, they're the ones kind of hurting the most by all of this, right? People that are in, you know, that are in the not service industry, but like, you know, police officers, first responders, they're hurt by this because they might make a lot of money selling their homes that they purchased, but to buy a home for them right now, unless there's a dual income and they have, you know, lots of money stashed away. If you're making less than $100,000 a year right now, it's really tough to buy a house.
Mm-hmm. It is. And it's sad. Like our group is affiliated with Homes for Heroes. So we give a rebate back off of our commission back to the buyer. And they get a check in the mail, and we have like a huge check that we give them at the closing to like take a picture with. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough being, and even on the seller side, you get like a discount on our commission for Homes for Heroes. But like it really sucks just trying to help like the average people right now because they're very discouraged.
Crypto wealthy.
Yeah.
Or NFTs.
Or NFT wealthy, yeah.
This is a good question. Can you use their lender and then refinance? Amanda, you're new. Actually, Kevin, I want to hear your response just because you're over there buying NFTs. Should you use somebody's lender just then refinance?
Can you use their lender then refinance? Their lender?
Builder.
Like the builder.
I wouldn't. Why would you have to pay to refinance? So I'm not sure that would be a financial move that would be worthwhile. So
yeah, it depends on how long you're going to stay in the home.
Equity.
Equity, how long you're going to stay in the home, and what the rate is when you're looking at refinancing versus what you ended up getting for the builder.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. I'm not sure. I definitely would not do that.
Yeah. It rarely makes sense unless you're going to be in there 20 years and the rate's lower.
Yeah. And I always say like the builder lender is going to give you a worksheet. Always shop around, see what the other lender gives a worksheet on. Sometimes builders, not always, but some builders tack in their incentives into the interest rate. So you get a higher interest rate, which is much more than the $7,000 credit they're going to give you. So always shop around. That's all. Sorry,
I was hitting comments there. Nelly had asked what a patio home is. It's kind of like it's like a small townhome. Did Master Jedi mention anything about Bastrop tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Amanda, do you think Bastrop is the next Dripping Springs?
You got to go up 2 comments too.
I don't know if it is.
Bastrop is incredibly underrated and shunned by the night group. It is not shunned. I've sold several homes in Bastrop. It takes time to create content, and if I do a video about the Bastrop, only Master Jedi is going to watch it. Who would watch a video about Bastrop? Put in the comments below if you want to hear a video about Bastrop. Put it in there, because Master Jedi would watch it one time and then share it with himself.
I remember driving home from College Station because I went to school at A&M. Driving home, I was so excited when they finally got a Starbucks in 2007. Who doesn't have a Starbucks before 2007?
Yeah.
Hey, but they have a Buc-ee's. It's because of the Buc-ee. You don't need
That's
anything
true.
else.
They have a Buc-ee's now. That was after my time.
Robert, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Way to go, Jeremy and team. Not Amanda. Always love your show. Just kidding. Here's a small contribution for the whiskey fund. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Amanda's got to get some new whiskey. I've got a refill on the Buffalo Trace pretty soon. So
I haven't
thank
even
you,
seen
sir.
you take a sip of Buffalo Trace.
It's right here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like drink out of the bottle. I mean,
In front of people.
Yeah. Has anybody ever had Bailey's from a shoe? If you can give me that reference where that's from, I will give you $10. How about that? If somebody can give me that reference without Googling it, I will. That's pretty sweet.
That's what Kevin's doing right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm selling things.
He's looking for the NFT of someone drinking Bailey's from a shoe.
Yeah. So Master Jedi again.
Hey, look, can I interrupt real quick?
Yes.
We can actually create our own NFTs, and we should
Right here.
sell them.
Yep.
We should give them away. We should create NFTs for each of us and give them away.
I was gonna say,
and
that's
then
old
let
Greg.
people resell them later on and see how much they make.
I love it. I love it.
Did you have to Google that, Amanda?
No,
It's
my
old Greg.
roommate in college was all about old Greg, and she was like, "Old Greg, like old
that
Greg."
Everybody's now Googling old Greg.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't need.
Oh man. Okay, Tad. Intermission. We're gonna go talk about old Greg. All right. What else do we have? We had some other good comments in here. Responded to my question about Bastrop again. All right. There's somebody else. Homelessness problems will be a big issue. I think that was probably this comment. Austin is facing the same issues the Bay Area has for the last few years. It is not possible for people works as teacher, firefighter, or police to be able to purchase a house without a double income. 100%. I don't know if that was a response to what I said, but yeah, definitely.
Do y'all still have people write like love letters to like on your offers?
If it's not vacant or owned by an LLC or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you start dealing with that, it's almost pointless. When you know that they have 40 offers and it's a family and you can see the dogs on the wall or, the kitty litter or something, then I go all out.
Yeah, me too.
Here's a great one, Amanda.
I love
My
this
big question is, why pay these huge inflated prices? It will take years to get back to even.
I don't know, because nobody has a crystal ball. So these prices have raised tremendously in the last couple of months, really. But it's kind of setting the bar for what's to come. I mean, we might, I don't know that prices are ever going to go back down. Unless we get a lot of inventory.
Or everybody stops moving here.
Yeah, I have two questions. What do you mean by get back
Even.
to even?
Yeah.
First, what does that mean? And second, same type of question where Surya says, why are people bidding 30% over list price when never in history did home prices increase by 30% in a year? Our home prices went 25% up from 2019 to 2020 and 25% from 2020 to 2021 so far. So that's 50% increase in 2 years. So yes, they do. So you would almost instantly absorb that equity. But I'm still curious why. What do you mean by get back to even? What does that mean?
Well, and this is Ian really had a point.
I was going to say it's like index mutual funds, right? It goes up and then it flattens because that's what people are paying for. And then it goes up and then it flattens. Like I don't see someone coming here in 5 years and the house that was $500,000 is now only $300,000.
Yeah, no.
We have too many people moving here. It doesn't.
And we have too healthy of economy. Like it's just not going to be a thing.
Unless something has to shift the demand from Austin where people do not want to live here that much. And how long will that take? We're in the middle of the United States and in the middle of the largest metropolitan area, some of the largest metropolitan areas that everyone are moving to. You've got Houston, you've got Dallas, you've got San Antonio, all around us. We're in the middle of that.
I mean, Kyle used to have houses in the 120s my first year of real estate. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah. The first house I sold in Kyle was $174,000.
Not even mobiles are 100. Not even mobiles are
I
in the
know.
200s.
Yeah, tiny homes are $100,000. And then
So
you still
back
have to
to-
pay $600 a month in lot rent.
So is it Aaron? Make sure, am I saying it right? I don't know. So go back to even as it appraises 100K and you pay 150K, will then go to appraisal to match.
I've had a lot match, which is really funny. I've had a lot of things match that I was like, this isn't gonna, and it's like,
you're right, because I thought the same. Didn't think the same thing. Not doubting, but we put one for. Let me do the math real quick. Keep talking. I'll tell you what the math is.
So I've seen stuff not appraised, but it's not appraising by a tremendous amount. The thing with this question and how it's phrased is, it's a great point, right? If you're paying a $50,000 difference, when does that get made up? But the thing is, once that house closes, think about this. So you paid 150 grand over list price. It appraises for 50 grand less. You make up $50,000, but that close price is still whatever that 150 grand over was.
It's a comp.
So the next comp is now going to close at, that's a good comp, will now close at your price or even higher in this market.
Mm-hmm.
And just because people are making that 150, that extra $50,000 or $150,000 deposit, you don't know what they're actually closing at. If their appraisal comes back at 130, then that's only a $20,000 gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we don't see those numbers until we're hitting the appraisal point.
We offered 55 over at 495, got it, and then the comps actually said it was worth 600 from the recent 30 days. So I think maybe 2 months ago, this would have been a good question, but there's so much data now in the last month that I don't think appraisers are going to have any problem.
And appraisers are keeping up. They're like, they weren't keeping up at first, but now they're like, they're
on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think this is my crude explanation of it too, is that at the beginning of this market, we were at this price. And so when we talk about percentage or like 100,000 over ask, that was these prices right here. Well, as people become more and more savvy, they're increasing their list prices, but the demand will slow a little bit. There will be more homes on the market. So the prices will still be at this top level, but the percentage will just be lower because they're paying less than the increased price. Does that make sense? So they're still paying relatively the same price that they were before because it's supply and demand. The market is dictating how much they're willing to pay for a good or service. That doesn't change appreciably unless there's way more buyers and then way less inventory. But they all pretty much think, hey, this house should be worth 600,000 because I'm looking all around Austin and I can't find what I want and I want to spend 600. Therefore, I'm going to find something I like for 600. And the market dictates that price. And if that house is listed for 300 or 600, it's still going to sell for 600,000. That is absolutely the law of supply and demand.
So Mark says, how far away from downtown Austin will be too far to benefit from this huge surge? So I've chatted on this channel and talked about my friend Rad, who lives in New Braunfels, who's got a YouTube channel. Rad called me. I'm buying an investment home in New Braunfels currently. So Brad called me and he's like, no, in Greenfield.
Oh.
Garooni
Greenfield.
So he called me. He's like, dude, I need you to send me a video talking about the Austin market because I'm doing a video talking about how stupid it is in New Braunfels right now. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, you know, the house that you put under contract? I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you looked at the what it's worth now? 40 grand more. I put under contract 2 months ago.
Yeah.
The base price is 40 grand more in New Braunfels.
The base price.
The base price is 40 grand more. He's like, yeah,
It's happening out there. I listed a home in Spring Branch and we had 38 showings the first day and it went for 25 over. And that was a high priced home. We listed in the 500s.
So, yeah. So there you go. So if you think about, like, a lot of people are now telling me, oh, I moved to Bertram. Bertram's like an hour away minimum. So people are moving to like Bertram. People are moving. I mean, a lot of the comments are asking about Colleen, Gerald, all these like places that are a good hour and 20 minutes from downtown Austin. So to answer this question, and I'd love to hear from y'all, how far away from Austin is too far that doesn't benefit? It's definitely Bastrop. Just kidding, Master Jedi.
What about Treviso?
I think once you hit like San Antonio, I think it's a different market.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
New Braunfels, Spring Branch, Blanco, those are all crazy.
Seguin? Is Seguin busy?
Yeah, Seguin's crazy. I was in a multiple offer in Seguin. Luling. It's all crazy.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it is people that are leaving Austin because of the crazy home prices. Guess what they're doing? Guess where they're going?
To me.
All those places, right? That's the answer.
Yeah. The area is now 361 million.
Yeah. I mean, I just had that call. Guys trying to buy some land in Bastrop, but there's some precious toad on it. So we're worried about it.
Well, yeah. So when I had that conversation with the mayor of Kyle, he was talking about how their tax revenue, just from local tax revenue, was up 30% or 240%. And he was like giddy about it. He's going to build parks with a $120 million surplus, which there's a lot more you can do than parks, but whatever. We'll talk about that with him.
I mean, I like parks.
Yeah, I like parks too. I also like Lamp. So
I love Lamp.
But think about that. So people are moving to Kyle, people are moving to Buda, people are moving outside, but they're actually staying there, right? Because they can work from home. Yeah. So that's why tax revenues, even in this pandemic, in all these areas outside of Austin, are seeing huge windfalls, and they don't even know what to do with this money. The mayor was like, what's the duck guy that jumps in the thing and swimming around? Like, this is so great. We have this windfall of money. He's not going to come on my channel now. Scrooge McDuck. He's not going to come on my channel now after that one. But
that's good.
Aaron. Aaron said it was like Aaron. So we're going to call Aaron is paying for beer. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Amanda. What is Amanda? What is Kevin thinking right now?
Yeah.
I think he's thinking about like what a bad choice that celery juice was.
I
gotta go. Is this something that I don't know? Because you're not the only person to ever say, like, remember when I first started drinking that in like Dinosaur D, or somebody was like, you know what celery juice does to you? And I actually don't, because I don't have that.
No, I was never given any prefaces.
I don't know.
I just thought whenever you were drinking that sounded awful, and then I would be in the bathroom.
Have you ever had celery juice?
That's that last part.
Have you ever had celery juice?
No.
It's good. It's really good. Just like, if you eat sauteed kale for a while, it tastes delicious. So delicious you crave it.
Sauteed, maybe.
Trust me. Even air fried kale is amazing. The salt and pepper.
Air fried, those little chips.
So good.
You guys, y'all,
like
sorry,
y'all, come on, Jeremy.
Y'all realize we're 4 minutes away from the after hours, so things are about to get really crazy. Amanda's going to be on her second glass.
Crazy with my coffee. I need a refill.
Coffee.
Hayes does need more parts.
I didn't tell my husband this is a 3-hour show. He's like cooking dinner downstairs.
Yeah, my
Oh.
dinner's getting cold right now too, but it's fine.
Sorry. I mean, this is
No,
this
this
is
is
what we have to do
important.
for content.
This is important.
Joy says Hayes does need more parks. Not $120 million of the parks. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of things you can do with
Parks are expensive. Do you know how much those slides cost, Jeremy?
Oh, well, $100,000.
Yeah, easy.
That's all I'm saying.
Really
I'm not saying we don't need parks, but $120 million of the parks seems like a lot of money when you could pay for a lot more things. Sorry, go ahead.
They need one really large park like Zilker or Old Settlers Park or something like that. It's big, massive. Everybody can go hang out. That'd be cool. Where you got volleyball courts and tennis courts and everything kind of in one external.
That's South Manchac. Yeah, what? South Manchaca. All those bars have all those great. I still call them.
That's still in the bars, right? Like that's still private land and stuff. I'm saying just a park.
Yeah, but there's no buffalo trace at the park. So
that's true.
I'm making my case. Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting that, but $120 million worth is what I'm saying is a lot of money for parks.
Maybe half of that's going to the trail that's connecting San Antonio to Austin. There's that hiking trail. I don't know if they're going to, how they're paying for that, but that's a big one. And celery juice stands, yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
What was this whole video about? We were talking about
percentage over
list price, percentage over, right?
List price. I'm sitting here like licking my lips, hoping for this spreadsheet. It's just been sitting here.
Oh, this spreadsheet right here.
I'm like, I just want to show Pflugerville, and I just want to show Hutto, and I just want. But I mean,
okay. So if you want to see Hutto, if you want to see Hutto or Pflugerville spreadsheet that Ian spent hours putting together, please drop the comment below because Amanda would love to talk about Pflugerville.
I know. It took 3 minutes. It's fine.
With the current situation, the first-time home buyers are worth waiting 6 to 8 months. I'm looking at Round Rock, Cedar Park, Pflugerville, all areas Amanda knows everything about. Yeah. With good school district. That's the problem with good school district. What do you see as a good school district? Side question. But is it worth? Would y'all agree worth 60 months?
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, what are you waiting
for? That's the right question, yeah.
You're waiting for prices to go down?
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing is like you don't sometimes your timeline doesn't match like I don't know what the word is. Like sometimes your timeline isn't going to match what needs to happen.
And
like if you keep waiting, prices are just going to keep continuing to increase. And it's kind of like people that are waiting to sell. It's like the timeline doesn't always match your plans. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Plans.
My biggest, I guess the way that I look at it is, in investing, it's called dollar cost averaging, like buying at any point if you want to own the asset for a long time, then you're okay. You don't care what it costs right now if you're going to hold the asset for 30 years. If you're getting a 30-year mortgage, do you care if you pay $300 or $315 for that asset now? Because 30 years from now, you won't give a rip. You won't even remember probably what you paid for it then. So if you want to dollar cost average what you're doing, why would you wait? Do you think the prices are going to go down? What's going to happen is the prices are going to go up, and also potentially interest rates will go up at the same time. So you'll pay more 6 months from now, regardless. So
you've said this a bunch of times, Kevin. Timing the market is a bad idea.
Terrible idea.
Said it, yeah, and that's what they're doing. You know, people are looking at it like this is a stock market, and it is not easy to time.
I can't tell you how many times. Literally 3 times in the last 2 months, I've lost so much money trying to hold on to an asset and trying to sell it at the right time. And then out of nowhere, the bottom drop, and that's different assets, of course, but it's the same thing. It's like real estate's a little different because only during catastrophic events really are we going to see a decrease in the prices here. So if you're waiting for
that didn't happen during the pandemic either.
How many times have you talked to how many times have y'all talked to one of your buyers that have regretted buying when they did?
Oh gosh, I love that question. I don't think any.
Right?
That have regretted it if they bought and they landed a deal in the last 6 months, They have not regretted it. Everyone is saying what one of these comments was, I've made this much money. I mean, you haven't made anything.
Do you want to know what the regret was?
What's the regret?
Here's the regret. They didn't do it sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the regret.
Or more. I've had.
I wish I would have bought in December.
5 houses right now.
Here's the thing is, I've had clients that were like, "Oh, I'm going to buy next year." I'm like, "You really shouldn't wait to buy next year." I don't know what's. Yeah. I told people back in like November, buy now. And guess what? Oh, I feel like I missed the timing. Well, in 5 months, you're going to say, I'm glad I bought when I did, because if it is going up that high, then yeah, you still got good value. Sorry, go ahead. Cut you off.
My worry is when people say, I'm going to wait to catch up or something. My worry is that they don't understand that unless they make more money, maybe if it's a single income, it moves to a dual income and then they can afford more. I'm just worried that they're going to price themselves out. And I still know people that have been lifetime renters. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but when your plan is to buy and then you're never able to because you can't keep up with the cost of living in the area you're at, you have to make different decisions.
And that's what I kind of tell people whenever they are looking at buying, even if they are not like, they're not the preferred loan type or whatever you want to call it. It's like, why not try? If you're just going to keep waiting, because there are good stories where like you can make a really mushy letter wherever you go in. But why not try? Because if you're just going to wait, you're going to wait yourself out of affordability.
The thing that crossed my mind too, like one of the guys on the chat right now has been pretty adamant, and it's possible that he's been burned. And I know a lot of people were burned in the 2008, 2009 crash. I get it, but you only lose money if you sell the asset. So if you're worried about like in a market like Austin, I'll say this every week if I have to, if there's a crash or a dip, money is going to flood into this market and pull those prices back up so fast it'll make your head spin. So let's assume again, if you are you using the house to make quick money, or are you investing in the house long term? Because even if there was a dip, if you bought now and there's a dip, do you not think in the next 10 or 20 years you're going to come back to this price or better as an investment, right? So what is your goal? Is your goal to flip houses? No, if your goal is to buy a primary home and build equity over 10 or 20 or 30 years, the sooner you can get the asset, the better. Even if you're afraid of a market crash, the sooner you get the asset, the better. Don't sell it. Just don't sell it.
Just don't sell it. I mean, the worst thing I ever did is I sold the first house I purchased in Texas. Worst decision I ever made. Talk about regret. I made a ton of money selling the house. Had I waited till now, that was 2.5 years ago. Had I waited till now, I would have made a ton of money.
Even more, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking first time homeowners.
And would have been collecting rent the entire time and paying down the principal.
Talk about not being a savvy investor 2 years ago. Much savvier now. All right. So I wanted to talk about this. So waiting for the percent over for 78739. I want to know what you got off market. So you got an off market deal. You're wondering if it's a dud.
That's true.
The highest over list price that I saw when I talked about this earlier, because we did talk about this earlier, was 28% over list price. So give me an idea, just price per square foot, what part of Circle C you purchased in, and I'll tell you if it's a good or bad deal. I can tell you without even looking because I know the comp so well. All right. And then this was a good one about investing in Temple, Texas. I think Temple's too far. For me, it's too far, but that's just because it's pretty much South Dallas, right next to
like
Round Rock.
Right next to where?
Right next to Round Rock.
Yeah.
Which is South Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I actually agree with that. It's a little too far. But I also think
the prices there are still good though. I mean,
well, that's the question. The question is, will it continue to grow? Yes. Are you self-managing or are you paying a property manager? Do you plan a cash flow? Do you just want, like, all those questions come to mind? It's not too far if you're willing to put in the work and you have a portfolio of investments in Temple. I think it could be a good place based on your budget, but that doesn't mean it's good for everybody. And as far as how quickly, I don't think it's blowing up like Austin is. What is going there? Waco's kind of exploding. Dallas is exploding. What's in between there? I mean, you've got Temple in between there.
Waco's exploding because Chip and Joanna gains.
I know. Well, once that's the thing. They're here. They're in Round Rock and North Austin, right? So you have Magnolia Real Estate doing their thing here. Do you have it up there? Yes. Eventually, they're going to grow to the point where it's going to start saturating the Temple market as well. It's going to have some reach.
I just want to beat her. She has her real estate company. She's got her Target brand. She's got everything.
You want to be
5 kids,
but emulate some of the things that she's doing.
I want 5 kids.
You got shiplap for sure. I know you have shiplap.
You know where
Savage.
You know where the numbers are really strong right now is actually Southeast Austin near Goodnight Ranch. Those, if you're investing, that's a good place right now. Rental rates are actually very strong relative to sales price. Kyle wasn't as strong rental relative to sales price at the moment because of taxes only in certain neighborhoods.
But you got to consider the budget, right? Because in Temple, the prices in Temple versus where? Goodnight Ranch? What are we looking at? I don't know what the market is in Temple.
What is the market? I mean, Goodnight Ranch was like 3-4.
So yeah, I'm thinking Temple is less than Buda was 5 years ago. I don't know. I mean, for real, like who lives in Temple? I went there to get vaccinated. You know, that's the only reason I went there.
So everybody's still waiting for these Pflugerville spreadsheets. Going to have to wait 1 more minute. I like, you know, we're getting to it. We are, but all this commentary is so important. I think South Austin. Here's my take. South Austin is the best place to buy an investment property. Hands down, I believe it's way better than North Austin. Everybody tells me, oh, I want to be in North Austin because all the tech. I want to be in North Austin because all the tech. The tech's great. The problem with North Austin, I'll say this for the 19th time, is that there's so many places to rent up there. Yes, it's good. You're going to get good rent value. My place in South Austin, I just had to raise it. So tenants moving out, I had to raise the rent. And I had so many applications. I had to raise the rent even higher than what I was going to rent it for. $300 more a month than what I had rented just into the rent. So yes, I think South Austin, because there's less places to rent, is why it's much better.
You know, the reason why investors don't see that, because they're enamored by the nicer places. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like the newer places, and a lot of the stuff that I think is a good investment value in South Austin is kind of older. Right. So it's not always glamorous. You might have to turn a few more wrenches. But I think it does look good on paper.
And another part of that is if someone's an investor, but they're not moving, they don't live here. They don't know. They don't have a crew of people that can come, like you said, turn wrenches. They're not going to fly out here and do that work. So they want something that's already ready for them in some cases.
The record, I don't think that there's a bad place to buy a house in Austin right now. It's just whatever fits your goals is what.
Easton Park.
I don't. Something that's better or worse than the others. So would you say that they're worse than others, but they're not bad investments, right?
Right now, but once their property taxes go up so high that it's unaffordable for those people living there, it's a bad place to buy.
How is I haven't looked at Del Valley in a while. How is Del Valley doing?
They're doing very well, but super high tax rates for the most part. I know there's a couple people has asked about Del Valley, but the newer sections now, KB is building out there a new section by McKinney Falls, which is going to Del Valley schools. But I think the tax rate was low. I want to say it was like 2.24. Rob, you might want to fact check.
That's really low.
Yeah, it was really low. Their new neighborhood. And I teased it on one of my videos a while back. And they finally put out their rates. It was under 2.5. I'm pretty sure it's under 2.5.
I'm afraid if I share too many good deals here that my clients aren't going to be able to get the houses that they need.
I know they're going to go and try to make offers and then lose them. And then.
No, because all these secrets that I have for my clients, they're not going to want to work with me anymore.
Yeah, you gave away my honey hole last week, you jerk.
Which one was that? Got the. Oh, I remember now. I won't say anything.
Don't you? I have my name 17 times on that list in there, and they just emailed me today. They're ready to start releasing lots. So
I'm gonna start my own subdivision with my own builder. There's gonna be a puppy park where puppies get to run free.
Lots of parks.
I'm in. Can I join?
That's actually a really solid
There's
idea.
ice cream is
you have
free
a
and coffee
multifamily
is
and you have
free.
a puppy park.
But then you wouldn't be the typical builder right now, right? If you did that.
Exactly.
So,
I'm all
Mr.
about
I would
That
do
do that think about that kind of stuff in their communities. That's incredible. You know,
Aaron makes a fair point. I'm not going to say anything other than that. Aaron makes a fair point.
well,
I
so
don't.
but
I
the
don't
question
know.
is
I don't agree. By
right.
the way,
The question is bad. Do you mean like? But we're talking about rental rates. We're talking about price increases.
I don't agree. I 100% don't agree because East Village is going over there right now, and if you've been over there recently, there's a lot of really new, good quality construction. I see. The thing is, you're looking. If you guys are looking at what's going on right now, you're missing the opportunity to be also speculative. Del Valle is not good necessarily right at this moment, but speculatively, yeah, I'd be all over Del Valle because I think by the time you want to get into a market like that, you'll be paying premium rates down the road. So be a little speculative.
Bottom of the bell.
I did not say Del Valle was a bad place.
No, you said DeSaw Howard.
So he said that.
I don't agree though.
I've been up there.
But I did not say Del Valle was a bad place. I just said the property tax.
Howard has a $17 billion Samsung plant. That's a lot of money.
Money's going there.
There's a lot of money going there. What do you think that does to the surrounding area? What does Elon have to do with Dessau?
Elon did
put
money
Del Valle. Absolutely. Elon. Yeah.
See, there you go. So
and,
I don't have
Boca Chica.
And Boca Chica next to my place.
If you're an engineer, it says it in the article. You have to be an engineer. He doesn't want just anybody going out there. He wants engineers going out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because Del Valle has made a complete turnaround from when I was growing up.
I know. I love it. I love it. I probably have like 6 or 7 contracts right now in Del Valle.
Oh.
Humble brag.
Humble.
That is humble. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. You have to think about, like you were saying earlier, if you have a teacher or you have a firefighter, they have to be close proximity. But, if you have somebody that this is their budget, that's their budget. What am I going to do? I'm not going to, unless I'm going to hand them $100,000 to go meet their budget.
No, I love it.
At what point do we replace the working class monikers of firefighter? I'm not saying you did this wrong, by the way. I'm just curious. At what point are they not firefighters and teachers anymore? And at what point are they like Instacart shoppers and Amazon pickers, right? That's UBI. That's when. Hey, I saw this thing that said 10 years from now, and this is a rolling average, that 10 years from now, kids that are entering the workforce 10 years from now, 80% of the jobs that they will take don't even exist yet.
Oh gosh, no way. People, they're learning how to do things that I've already forgotten.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
80% 10 years from now, they're
you need to be buying it NFTs now. No.
Again, I don't think Del Valle is a bad place to be. Y'all are just like blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, Del Valle, let's go. Let's write some contracts. I think Del Valle, Bastrop, not to blow up Master Jedi, but I think those areas are very undervalued areas, especially since the proximity to Tesla and now SpaceX. In fact, I have SpaceX employees blowing me up now. So,
company.
Did I miss something? SpaceX?
Yeah. What is SpaceX?
No, they're going.
I did. Oh, that's in South Texas. Oh. South Texas. Got it. Remember.
Yes, South Texas, but SpaceX is coming to Austin. They are going to have a facility here in Austin.
And the same compound as
I believe so,
there, where the Gigafactory is.
So if you have the CEO of all 3 companies living in Austin, and right now he has to drive to Houston to go to SpaceX, he's going to make his life a little more convenient, I'm sure.
Does that not give you goosebumps thinking about this city like 20 years from now, though?
Oh, I know.
How incredible it's going to be. It's going to be like the city of the future. Like, we're going to be doing such progressive things here for decades to come.
It is crazy. Like, I've always thought, like, why Austin? Because I was born in Austin, and it has changed drastically from whenever I started driving. Like, why Austin?
That was pre-Bronco, right?
Yeah.
Pre-Bronco. I was in a Focus.
Focus.
Oh, there you go. Look, I think here's the deal with Austin, and if you watch the Boomtown 2040 videos and that stuff, Austin did not want to grow for the longest time. Whatever you guys are laughing at, I'll get to it.
I think it's me.
Austin did not want to grow, and once they started becoming but you had big companies that were here, right? Once Dell was established here, once a lot of these other companies were established here, people started realizing that this was a good area to be in, right? It's not Houston. It's not Dallas. Shots fired. And it's not San Antonio. San Antonio is actually really nice. I was there over the weekend. It was great. Yeah, I actually do like San Antonio.
People don't like progress. I just don't like this attitude of letting the door close behind you. I see too many people with that attitude of do you live in Austin and then you're going to talk about Austin? You live here.
Hold on, it's after hours. You're allowed to say whatever you want.
No, my moral code. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why people talk such shit about Austin anyway. Name a better place that you would want to live, or name another place that isn't going through a progressive change right now, right?
I don't know. Me and my husband are watching the Mediterranean Life on Netflix. They get a designated siesta hour from 12 to 2 where all the businesses shut down and you have a siesta. Why aren't we living there?
What do you mean, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I could use a siesta. What the heck were you guys laughing at? I didn't even see it on here that you guys were laughing at. Was it
mine was Master Jedi's comment, but because I'm immature
there's a lot of
this one right here.
We're all pretty spicy tonight, I think.
There was a couple of them.
Was that higher up?
Making Ian flip when Amanda said, what's SpaceX? I did almost lose it.
I'm sorry.
I saw somebody else, right? What is SpaceX? Okay. That's why I didn't get. Okay. Sorry. I'm multitasking.
She doesn't have internet out in the boons.
Don't judge me. I live in the country.
You know what's funny? Here's what's interesting about that. SpaceX just launched a bunch of satellites so that you will have better internet.
So the Pony Express hasn't made it out to you yet with that news.
I know. So you say thank you, SpaceX. It's really thank you, Elon.
Hey, so I do. So on this channel, a couple of weeks ago, I threw a huge plug, and I still have not heard back from this company, but Miss Amanda does live very close to or near this place, Hay City Store, which is my favorite place to eat.
Really?
Their margaritas, I'm not going to lie. I could put down some of those margaritas.
Margaritas are not food, Jeremy.
They are food.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They're not food, they're life.
I'm sorry.
Hay City Store. I'm talking if you want it's almost Wimberley, right? I mean, it's very close. It's on the border, almost Wimberley.
It's on the border, but it's literally a half a mile from our house. So we just go post up at the bar.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love that place. It's so good.
Yeah. That's stupid.
I'm surprised I haven't run into you there on a Sunday. Let's see.
Too.
These are good comments. These are funny.
Yeah. We got some spicy comments. Where are we at? Somebody say something about SpaceX.
Spicy is relative. Yeah.
Amanda is at the point that the night when Journey comes on the jukebox, she
saw them live.
Things full blast. Okay.
Just wait.
I saw them.
My
live
wife sold our Journey
Louisiana.
tickets. My wife won tickets to Journey and Def Leppard and sold them.
Oh,
What?
That's lame.
Oh God, it was awful.
Did you answer his question about 78739? What was those numbers again?
Oh yeah, I was gonna pull that up. That was a good one. Thank you.
It said 3,800 at 780.
780. So I want to know what section of Circle C. But if you purchased in Gray Rock, 3,800 square feet, you killed it. If you bought in Avania, 3,800 square feet for 780, you killed it. If you bought in a newer part of Circle C for 3,800 square feet, you killed it.
That's
Good
$205 a square foot. Nice.
You killed it. You killed it.
$105 square foot in man.
Let me explain something to you. So in my neighborhood in Gray Rock, I helped a client buy an off-market property for $581. and we did 21,000 over what they were going to list. And at the time, I jokingly said to my client, like, don't say anything to the seller, but they way underpriced this, and it was off market. We bought it at 581. That same floor plan is under contract for 850 in my neighborhood.
That person that sold it to y'all is probably like freaking out.
Yeah, they moved to Italy, so I don't.
Oh,
I
they're
don't know.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're having their siesta.
They're having siestas.
yeah. She moved to Lake Como. Growing of South by Southwest also helped. What are these spicy comments y'all are talking about? Amanda, we're going to Mars, baby girl.
I don't think there's spiciness. So I said that.
I don't want to go to Mars.
What?
Oh, hey, for sale by owner, email me the floor plan that you're talking about. I definitely want to see that. We're talking about rating floor plans for builders, like the
roasting floor plans.
Right? Yeah, I thought it was roasting.
What did you call it? You didn't call it roasting. You call it flaming.
Flaming floor and elevations too.
You can't say flaming in 2021. You can say roasting.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm just I had too much coffee.
Hey, did you say I added the grill to the mullet?
Yeah, we saw that here.
Nice.
It is true though. I'm like on it. Oh, what is that?
You didn't show the mullet though.
Oh,
you didn't show the mullet once tonight.
Puffy.
Yeah, he did once. He had to get up for a second. It is
You
puffy.
look like Morgan Wallen.
That's exactly what I've been told, actually. That he made it popular. I was like, who is that?
Every time a client says Circle C, you gotta think that they heard. Can't say the rest of that. Thanks, Master Jedi. Appreciate that. Jesus. Circle C West. Okay. I wish you would have called me to help you, but Circle C West, 780, 3,800 square feet. Yeah, nailed it. Good job.
Good job.
780. I have a client right now that's trying to pay 850 for over 3,500 square feet, and we can't find anything. So 750, I would sleep very well tonight. Or 780, I would sleep very well tonight. We are renting a Circle C, and our neighbor's trying to sell for 675, not working for them. 675.
Yeah,
Send me that listing. Send me that listing because I probably have somebody for it. I haven't seen it.
Is it for sale by owner? Is it on Zillow?
Like, is it not in? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, nobody's seen it. That's why.
Yeah, Circle C is so tough right now. It is. But again, all you got to do is talk to the agents and understand, like what we had talked about earlier, understand what the offers are and be smart and schmooze the agents. Don't get too bougie, but you can do it.
But get some schmoozy.
Schmoozy. I'm a savage, classy, bougie hatchet. Okay, I like that.
I don't know which way to move on this thing.
I know. You got to reverse. Yeah.
It's reverse.
All right, where are we at? Circle C is the new Westlake. Is the new Westlake. It's been the new Westlake for a while.
Yeah.
Ian, speaking of merch, this is a good time to call out somebody, mainly Kevin, who's supposed to be working on the logo.
Oh, I know, guys.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I've been home to sleep. If you saw my refrigerator yesterday, in fact, I woke up in the middle of the night last night starving, and I found 1 cup of oats that I was able to. I'm not joking. Like I have not even been home long enough to go grocery shopping.
Celery juice, overnight oats.
So
what is happening?
So should we add Amanda as a regular? And if we did, should we just have a mullet, a cap, my ugly face, and then Amanda with a pair of sunglasses on her head?
Oh, the sunglasses on top of the cap with the mullet in the back. And a little bit of
I don't know if you noticed, it's 9:25 in our time.
Only if she gets her AirPod situation fixed.
I know, right?
I
Yeah, can't have that reverb. She needs better internet. SpaceX.
She's got the tin can and string tied to the computer.
This is a great one. Have a house in the Woodlands. Should I sell it or keep renting it?
Like Woodlands,
and I'm a realtor. No. Is it Woodlands? Woodlands
in Houston,
in Austin.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Woodlands neighborhood. In Austin.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if it's a Woodlands in Austin, I would hang on to that B and rent it out. I would not sell it. do not sell in the Woodlands. I had a client that I've convinced not to sell, and she's renting it out. So good for her. She listened to me. As a real estate agent, and as all agents here, we do what's best for our clients. And if a client's going to ask me, is it better to rent this property or sell it? I'm going to tell you it's better to rent it, especially Kevin telling people to stay in their houses for 30 years.
Yeah.
If you want to.
90% of the time, it's hold on to your house unless you already have a plan and have to go somewhere or want to go somewhere.
Oh, Crystal Falls.
I'm not sure what I think about that. Like, I've regretted every house I ever sold, and I've actually had investors tell me that they've regretted every property that they've ever sold. So I think really think the play is hold on to it long enough to refinance it back at 80% and then use that cash to buy another property. That would be my suggestion.
Paul G, 4,200 square feet for 770 in Crystal Falls. I would write a contract on that all day long. The problem you got to worry about is the property taxes are high.
4,200. That's good.
I sold one for 582 years ago. So 770 is not bad. I have a client looking for 1.1 over there, and it's a challenge. So
don't be buying it to rent it out, though. You're not gonna get rent in there.
These ladies are
the problem. People are like, I want to invest. It's like, yeah, but are you renting it? Because that's not.
Oh yeah, I forgot about these Pflugerville sheets. What were you saying about something about ladies raising the price or something like that, Kevin?
No, these ladies are raising the bar for our future guests too, though. That's true.
That's true. Who's these ladies?
Yeah.
There's one lady.
We had Marisol.
Marisol.
Oh, you mean before? Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody
I was talking about,
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I'm nice, but you need somebody new. Is that what that means?
Well, no, it just means that we're if somebody else comes on, they definitely need to raise the bar. Like there's a bar set right now.
You're
setting the bar.
We're in at will.
Am I setting the bar?
You are setting the bar. You're
setting at the bar.
I'm sitting at the bar.
I don't even have anything to drink, even if I wanted to. I guess I'll get my celery juice.
That's an interesting question.
This is a good one. I 100% know the answer to this, but Amanda, where do you stand on South versus North Austin?
Love South Austin. Don't like North Austin. It's like a whole different world up there. It's like
Dallas.
Yes. So North Austin reminds me of Dallas because my sister lived in Dallas for a while. It's just very like, I don't know what the word is. Maybe industrial, like commercial. I don't know.
I think
you mean
I don't know what it is, but South
trees?
Austin is more. What?
You mean it's not all trees? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I need more trees.
Okay.
And South Austin is just more, what's the word? I guess like
Amazing.
trendy. And I don't know. It's just more homey to me, I guess. But I am kind of biased because I've only really gone to South Austin, like my upbringing. So don't listen.
Amanda is definitely a Texas girl. So I have a treat for everyone. Ian, are you ready?
Sure.
Boom.
Is it a spreadsheet?
Pflugerville spreadsheet.
Yay. Okay, so this is Pflugerville. We've got beds and baths, 3.2, 4.3, those kinds of things. List price is important. 306, 550, 369. Close price. And then here are our percentages. So I'm going to sort for easy numbers so people can play around with them and look.
So this is Pflugerville. So high is 30% over. It looks like the average. Oh no, 47%. 405.
Isn't that crazy?
400 to 472. So I have a client that's like on the fence of listing their property, and I told them to list it at 550. So interesting.
572.
Yeah, I got some clients off market for like, I don't know, 12% over what the list price could have been or would have been, and they backed out, man. It still hurts. Off market. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's
or what the
You'll never
appraised
get
value.
this again.
What was that?
You'll never get this again.
That's okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them.
what is that from?
By list price.
It was just from my mouth. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
She just made it up on the spot. But so the prices were a question, right? So over $500,000 in Pflugerville, 9%. That's not bad. Over $500,000,
550 got
14%.
9% over. That's not bad.
Yeah, and it changed. It doesn't matter the price point. That was another question that people were asking. Does it change at the price points?
I'm
now,
telling you.
Pflugerville doesn't have very many multi-million-dollar property. Very many. This one lost.
Oh, there you go.
Mm.
Under list price by $3 grand.
Negative.
Nailed it. Can you, Dinosaur D, thank you, and welcome back with your mullet. Can you sort the Pflugerville spreadsheet by list price?
So yeah, I have it by list price. What I didn't do is get
Whoa.
rid of. Well, I didn't get rid of active, right? So
Oh.
I had active in there. So give me just a sec. So I'll only
Jeremy, do
do
you want me to step you through creating a bell curve in Excel?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would
There we
help
go.
some of our viewers that have now long gone, probably an hour ago.
Oh,
So here we go.
are you serious? I wasn't serious.
No, I wasn't. God, no.
You
I love
calculate
numbers.
You calculate the mean, and then you type in the formula equals norm.dist, and then do your range, and then say false.
You are a huge nerd.
Shut your mouth.
Just kidding.
All right,
When you
and
were
then
talking to me.
I'll switch to Hutto since I've got this spreadsheet up.
Where did you pull this from? This is quite.
I pulled it from the
intuitive.
MLS, but I exported a CSV and then just
Yeah.
cleaned up the
Good
data.
call. And this is the last 10 days closed.
Only 10 days.
Jeez.
Wow.
How many points are there? And this is for all of Austin MLS.
So I just did from Liberty Hill over to Del Valley, and I just went kind of around to the north because we were all, taking our sections.
Yeah, we didn't make the problem is we don't get very far. We get 30 minutes of actual content and then we get to all the great
pivot
questions.
table.
Pivot. I thought about doing a pivot table, but I did this. I seriously did this as I was logging in 10 minutes before we started. I was like, oh, I should probably pull this. So let me sort by. So we've got sorted by list price.
Alex, we
Lower to
did
high.
Round Rock a while ago. It was like 30% over list price. But then we get called out on averages. So it was like
There we go.
between 15 and
increase.
20%. Yeah.
So in Hutto, we've got prices 42% over for some of them, but it doesn't. I mean, obviously there aren't as many in Hutto, and the average is a little lower, 15, 16% over.
So, so 275 selling at 350. This is what I've been telling like investors that if you want to buy something that's under 350, you have to start looking in the 250 to 275 mark. I mean, look at that above it. 264 sold for 388 or 338. 255 sold for 326. 259 sold for 320. So yeah, you're looking almost 100 grand over for a lot of these. Yeah, and then look at this one.
And really important, I think you mentioned it earlier, but I just want to mention it again. We removed all new construction from these lists, from these numbers.
That's right. This is not new construction.
Ooh.
Because that
It's not part
messes
of-
up the data big
It
time.
does.
They'll let it sit there for a year. Like that's how you have these long days on market. And then also they if they up the prices, they can just do that on a whim versus what the market's giving us.
Pivot table.
We talked Leander earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we showed Cedar Park Leander.
Yeah, we talked
combined.
Leander earlier. We talked 4.8. A lot of stuff was selling between what 4.8 was 20. Here, hold on. I got it right here.
I like Tommy's question when you get there.
Tommy.
That's for
Jimmy Tom.
That's for you, Jeremy.
3.9 was on average 15% over, high of 28. 4.8 was average was 17% over with a max 35% over. So there you go. And then, where'd I go? I did miss this one. Awesome. Where's everyone's go-to karaoke song? No cop outs. we are the after hours. My favorite, gosh, this is a good question. I gotta say,
Stop believing.
yeah,
Somebody
That's mine.
referenced Journey to me earlier, so I'm going there.
Nice.
yeah, I'm going with that too. I like it. We do the price sheet? What else? What else do we have?
Mine's Dancing Queen.
Ooh.
Or Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Ooh, Shania Twain.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, boy.
Is Sunfield and Buda played out already? I don't
that was the
think it
question.
is. I don't think it is.
Define played out.
I just really hate that it's 3% tax rate. 2.1.
That's the only thing I hate.
Oh my God.
That's the only thing I hate is the 3.1 tax, and they promote this lazy river, but like however many people are going to be in that neighborhood, you're not going to be able to see like a lick of water whenever you're in that lazy river.
A lick of water. What is a lick of water?
Oh yeah, what is a blick, Amanda?
Lick of water.
Go to Rio's comment because I had to sing that. Rio above Jedi. They got to ask the question.
This one.
He nailed it. I know that.
Bastrop believing.
Bastrop believing.
Walking down the. What is that? Walking down the 71.
Oh.
By Buc-ee's.
By Buc-ee's. And they have that pecan place over there. I actually like that.
With the like astronomically sized squirrel.
Did you say astronomically priced?
Sized.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Buc-ee's with the mask on it too. Yeah.
No. There's a pecan place, and they have a huge squirrel in the yard.
Mm-hmm. Going to Bastrop. Hey, does anybody recognize this sound?
Chocolate.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, Jeremy, I just thought of something. We can't even sing these songs, or you'll get copyrighted.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I'm not worried about that.
Dang,
he changed the lyrics, and if it's short enough,
it doesn't matter.
It was short. It was short-lived, and you've got to be on tune.
You can't even listen.
You know that, right? You have to match.
I wasn't on tune. I'm good.
I love that question you just skipped over.
Oh, this one? Are realtors pricing these houses correctly or pricing low for multiple offers? Both. It's so hard to price properties right now.
It's hard to price. There's a flurry of realtors that should not be realtors. Nice.
Sorry, finish your thought.
That should not be realtors, but they're getting in because the market is exploding. And I mean, that's good enough. So think about it. And some of them, this is unprecedented. They don't know what to do. So they'll just kind of follow what they think they're seeing.
And at the end of the day, it's not up to the realtor. It's up to the homeowner.
And then they're not pushing back on the homeowner and actually consulting the homeowner saying, this is not right. It's not the right way to do it.
But so that's the question though, is that if people are doing that, they're still selling. Are they selling for 9% over list price or 35% over list price? That's the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or are they sitting on the market like we were talking about the one in Buda at 425 that's still overpriced? I was told they will not take Amanda. I was told they will not take less than 437,500. Why are you listed at 425 then if you're not going to take less than 437,500?
Yeah, then list at 437. Well, I think they were listed at 450, 450. Right?
Yeah. Good luck. So here we go. What you all have been waiting for. Kevin is going to saying, I feel like a woman.
No, I am not.
He paid $50. You got to do it.
Dinosaur D paid $50. You can't let Dinosaur. He is your biggest fan. Dinosaur D loves the mullet.
I'll be your backup.
I don't know the words, but I'll clap.
Let me pull up the words though. Okay.
Yeah, pull up the words. Let's hear it. Everyone, we are in the after hours. This is where all the fun happens. Ian's about to take his shirt off and show his Dizzy shirt underneath.
The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun and get totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Mid shirts, short skirts. Really go wild, yeah, doing it in style. Okay, that's enough. Get in the action. Feel the attraction. Do it. I gotta get to the best part.
Oh,
Yeah, to feel the way I feel, man. I feel like
Man, good job. Can we get a clap? Can we get a round?
that was too much.
That's awesome. No, the fact that you did it, man.
That's
That's
too
awesome.
much. Oh, I don't mind.
Oh,
What do I
man,
have? I have
that's
nothing
awesome.
to lose, man.
That's my point. There's so many
people.
people that I can't do it.
I couldn't. What will
Dinosaur-
people think? They'll think I'm a bad
Dinosaur
singer.
D.
You are a bad singer. Of course, they should think that.
Right. That is what karaoke is 95%
Hey,
of
guess what? And I'm not even drinking.
That's what I was about to say. We're the ones.
Celery
drinking.
juice counts.
Celery juice.
I'm drinking
You're-
water.
You're all drunk on that celery
Oh.
juice.
What?
Into
How
alkaline
much was
water.
that bottle? What is that?
Oh, these are on sale. At
What's
Whole
it
Foods right
infused
now.
with? Celery juice?
These are it's alkaline water, but these are on sale at Whole Foods for $1.30 right now, and it comes with this reusable bottle.
Oh, it's
Well-
So you can refill and you reuse.
Yeah,
Are we
Nice.
sponsored? Hold on. I don't think we're sponsored by Whole Foods
It's
yet.
it's
so let's-
like
Not yet.
it's actually the same material as like it's not double walled, but it's nice.
There you go, Kevin. Look.
Okay, now I'd love for somebody to ask for Amanda to sing a song, or Ian. Definitely do not ask me to sing a song because you will regret that in a heartbeat.
Sounds like Jordy needs to sing a song.
Me?
Jeremy, will you donate that $50 to
Certainly.
Mobile Loaves and Fishes on my behalf, please?
I sure will.
Thanks, sir.
I love mobile. Mobile Loaves and Fishes has done. Hold on, we're gonna go on a really crazy tangent now. Mobile Loaves and Fishes has done more for the homeless community than Austin has spent on their stupid multi-million-dollar hotels.
Hey, can I make a suggestion? Can we do
Yes.
a telethon? And
Yeah.
raise money for Mobile Homes.
I
and
love
Fishes?
that. I love that.
We should do the entire live stream with all of us at Mobile Loaves
Yeah.
and Fishes.
Just like PBS
And
does
I know
it.
the people there, so we can make it
Oh,
happen.
PBS.
Just like
yeah.
just like PBS does it, where we have we have to do sketches and singing,
We have
and a little
puppets.
bit of river dance. A few
Amanda needs to
puppets.
bring her sunglasses.
Let's
I
do
can
it.
river dance.
We're gonna raise money for Mobile Loaves and Fishes if Jeremy's down. How many of you
I'm
guys?
down.
Tell me
want
to take these off.
Hold my tequila, Ian. Belt one out for us. No, I
I'm
honestly, I
trying to
think it's a
think of
really
what
good
to
idea.
sing. That's always the question.
I've actually I've done a lot of work at Mobile Loaves and Fishes in the past. I love that place. I found it because I had a client who actually worked there. In fact, I was on HGTV because of a client that worked at Mobile Loaves and Fishes. And so that organization has done so many good things. And the reason why they don't get more praise drives me insane. I'm not going to talk about it. We'll get too political, but I think they've done more for the community than anyone has done for the homeless population. There, I said it. I'm off my high horse. Ian, how's your hat?
I think that's
my
a
hat's
great
fine,
horse.
man. I mean, I could use a new one, but
That is a 9 foot. How many? Wait, they measure horses in hands, don't they? How many hands
Yeah.
would that be?
Like a
Tallest
All
16.
facts.
horse ever in hands.
I think it's like 17 or 18.
20 hands.
20?
Big Jake, an 11-year-old Belgian gelding, is officially
Wow.
the world's tallest horse.
20
Wow.
hands.
2,600 pounds. That's
Hmm.
pretty cool, though.
Oh,
So our Griffey says currently in contract a new build in Easton Park. We all know how I feel about Easton Park for $297K. I currently notice my builder is no longer displaying prices on their site. Should I be worried? No. Don't be worried.
just don't do anything that worries them
Yeah.
either.
Here,
Yeah.
y'all want to know what so on that video I did, I had 2 points to like help people in the process of buying the new build. My third point, I cut it. I called my editor and I said, hey, cut that out. Don't put that on there. Here was my third point. Don't rock the boat. Don't piss off the builder. And I felt bad saying that because in this market, our job as agents is to really stay on top of the builders, right? I mean, we sell that to our clients. We're going to stay on top of the builders. In this market, if you piss off the builders so bad that they find a reason to back out, I had a very bad scenario where we got the rep taken off of the contract. That rep went back to the sale to the lender and tried to get my client's contract canceled. And in fact, got the builder, the lender to say that they were not qualified for the loan, which we had 2 of the lenders that said yes, they were. My client had paid cash. Otherwise, the builder was going to take it and put it back on the market. So
Don't rock the boat, baby.
don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat.
Don't tip
but
the boat over.
be firm, but don't go crazy because look,
Yeah.
it's stressful. Building a home is so stressful. It's stressful for the agents, believe it or not, but it's stressful for you, right? You're buying your home. You're waiting 9-10 months to build a home. You're waiting so long. There's so much emotions going on. You walk in the house, you see something wrong. You're worried that it's going to end up like that. And then you come down to the end and you piss off the builder and they pull that contract and sell it to somebody else.
Yep.
So don't do that. But $297K in Easton Park, all day Ray. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Take it.
I like it.
That was a good price when they
I mean,
started.
anything under 300 in or around Austin, period.
Go for it. Yeah.
One of my best friends, I helped her contract on a Empire home in Blanco Vista, which is in San Marcos, and she contracted in October. I just sold her house in Blanco Vista. She'll be living with her parents for a while. They haven't even poured her foundation from October.
Seriously. With
Is
what
it
building?
She
permitted?
contracted
Like, what's the
in,
reason?
and the prices are stupid and wait list and all kinds of stuff. So it's just like
What builder was that?
Empire.
I haven't really had experience. I think Ian's worked with Empire.
It's pronounced Ampere.
Oh,
Is it?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Listen. This is a good one. Thoughts on Rancho
It is
Sienna?
actually.
3,400 square feet, 670K. I feel like that's ridiculous personally, but Ian, what do you think?
Well,
I think that's just so high for the tax rate in Rancho Sienna.
Yeah, the tax rate's too high, I think, for that one.
I think it depends if you're, well, like when you say thoughts, do you have a view with that? Right? Are you comparing it to builder prices?
Yeah, do you have a
Right now,
$100,000 golden toilet?
Today, if you can actually get it, it's about what it's going for. If you can actually get it. If you paid that a year ago, it's too much.
Interesting.
Unless you're on an acre lot or something, one of the larger.
But I feel like for 670K, you could buy a really cool house closer than Rancho Sienna.
Again, it's all relative, right?
It's all relative.
What if they work right by Ronald Reagan?
What are you trying to show us there, Kevin?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah,
I was just talking.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I muted you because you're making a lot of noise.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You didn't mute him. I can hear it sounds like he's eating chips.
Yeah, I unmuted him right
I was
now.
opening a bag. I'm sorry.
You're good. Just lost our fifth offer going 25% over asking price. Selling agent won't say what they went under contract for. What the heck is happening? Are there escalation clauses? No to the escalation clauses. But 25% over, it could be, you look at what the details of the offer are. I mean, if somebody offered no option period, I might take that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend, Amanda, somebody to write an offer with no option period?
I would not. I wrote an offer and the condo was only built in 2019, but still I feel like you need to do your own due diligence. Like I would never recommend it. I would say, so this condo was built in 2019. They did give this person gave the inspection period from when they bought, so we could use that. But me personally, I would not advise it. Like it's up to you. But people are doing it. Even the house that what are y'all laughing at me?
No,
they're laughing about what I'm about to do.
What are you about to do?
Wow, we better watch. But go ahead, continue.
So I would never, as a realtor, advise you to not have an option period. No.
Okay. So we're thoughts on Pioneer Hill, DR Horton. Depending on the price, I'd buy it. I have clients that have just went under contract on Pioneer Hill. I'd do it. $15. Robert, thank you so much. Amanda, please. Your favorite Taylor Swift song.
Nice.
Oh, what's my favorite?
I like Taylor Swift. She's good.
Name one. Name an oldie.
Sing.
I like the one, the Starbucks lovers. Starcross lovers. I kept saying Starbucks.
Starcross, yeah.
Starcross lovers.
Is that a new one? I haven't kept up with our new stuff. I'm more down with the old stuff.
Okay, so you think about what you want to sing while I sing. I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. My love what? Love's going to leave me. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. This is getting crazy, y'all. I don't know how much more I can do this.
I love it.
I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan. Okay, that's all you
know
get.
what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the episode of The Office where Toby and who else is it? Toby and Kevin are two people are trying to compete for Kevin's purchases of the Girl Scout cookies, right? And they were all doing things like Kevin's like, okay, now sing me this song. And they're like, okay. Now we're doing that. It's become a variety show.
Definitely shake it off, Amanda.
Oh, shake it off. I don't know. I need older.
Look at them. Oh yeah.
Give me the lyrics.
You Googled the lyrics. You got to keep.
No, I didn't Google the lyrics.
The bourbon's really setting in nicely, y'all. I would have never done "I'm Too Sexy" in front of 200 people. And Ian, thoughts on Parker Station by D.R. Horton, 460K. Do it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I like Parker Station area too.
I like the area.
I feel like 460 is high for what you could have bought it 3 months ago, but yeah,
it is. But what they're doing to the lake, a lot of people haven't seen or aren't, privy to what they're doing to that lake. And that lake
is it $120 million park job?
It's incredible. Yeah. So, and their styles, they have the, mid-century style, which makes it kind of cool.
That's what I was talking about last week, where even D.R. Horton has better elevations than a lot of these other folks right now. It looks nice.
Because they listen to what people want in some cases, right?
Yeah.
So Jennifer, the thing about this, Jennifer, is look, you add a pool or you add an office or anything like that, like you have to study the comps. It's not just, well, the price happened. Because I see that a lot, right? Why is this going for so much more or so much less? It just sold. Why can't mine sell? It's because you're not necessarily looking at all the same information.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta admit, it's still a great show. Nancy, welcome back. She had to take a time off. We've been almost 3 hours in. So, Amanda, again, where are you at?
Oh, on my Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I thought
wait, that's me. Sorry, wrong one. Sorry, there we go. Wrong one.
Nobody gave up.
Dang it. Okay. Y'all know I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for, I need an old song.
Find one of her old ones.
Back
when she was what? 18 playing the guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
Before people knew who she was.
Hey.
Thoughts on Carmel? I think we've talked about this so many times. Thoughts on Carmel, not Hutto community. Ian, you had some spirited words on Carmel while Amanda Googles the lyrics of the song.
I think really the only issue with Carmel, it's great as far as having proximity to things in Pflugerville. A lot of people look at the ratings online, and that's exciting for people. What they're doing in the schools as far as keeping tech, making them tech forward, that's going to be great for Austin in the next 10 to 20 years as those people are maturing. But the tax rate's pretty high. And so as long as you can absorb that or not care about that, then if it's your primary residence, you're getting a good sales price, you can afford the payment, it's good.
Jeremy, what is the worst that can happen with no option period?
Love that.
Well, let's say you put up 2% earnest money on a $500,000 home, which is $10,000. And you find out there's a massive foundation issue that cannot be corrected without thousands of dollars. And the seller says, nope, I'm not doing it. Shizzle.
That's the word.
You are stuck with that multi-thousand-dollar foundation repair, or back out and lose your $10,000
I actually,
and the option money.
I have a different viewpoint like usual though.
Go ahead.
I don't always think it's a bad idea. If you're able to secure a property for a good deal, even if it's a foundation, like in my opinion, everything can be fixed. Like there's very few things that cannot be fixed. So the most expensive foundation repair I've literally ever seen is like 15 grand. And there maybe have been some other ones, but okay.
I've seen on a property that had cast iron piping. It was $60,000 to fix cast iron piping.
Totally.
Piping,
but
flooring.
but if you had would you only,
I'm just asking, that's the worst. What if you decide that you find a better house 2 days later, right? You're out 10 grand.
I'm not saying don't take the option period.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying if you didn't take the option period, okay.
Right. You could be out thousands of dollars. I mean, for repairs that maybe you find out there's a tax lien on the property.
But what if you find out on day 3 and you had a 2-day option?
But they're saying no option period.
Yeah.
So
I think you could still
But
find.
isn't there another out for that?
Well, it depends.
It depends on what you write.
We've been doing a lot of no outs right now. I'm trying to think of one that was still an out that would have been past option, but not. Yeah. Title review.
Yeah.
Title policy review. Yep. Survey.
Amanda,
Survey.
you're up.
I'm gonna do the song that she made for Kanye West.
Oh.
Okay,
called
let's go.
Mean.
Okay.
You with your knives and swords, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me. You have knocked me off my feet again, made me feel like a nothing. You with your shit. You can take me down with just one single blow. But you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city. Hold on. And all you're ever gonna be is mean. Wait. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me. And all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Actually.
And there we go. That is how we're going to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have an amazing night. Drop more comments below, and we will answer them on the replay. Thank you so much.
Or we won't.
Tell me you want me back.
Yeah, or vote if you want Amanda back. You got to vote. You got to vote in the comments. Here we go.